Y'all know what time it is, man. Come on. Hey, I actually gotta stand up for this. I wasn't even prepared to kind of give the excitement that I am currently feeling right now. You know why? Let me tell you why. It's been over 3 years since the last time we did a Dynasty startup draft, a real money Dynasty startup draft. And yes, as you can see, I am solo dolo. Zach is on holiday. I'm pretty sure he'll be tuning in wherever he's at. But look, we are here. We are about to do the damn thing. Blaze is buzzing as well, of course. But look, I appreciate each and every one of you. Let me know if you are in here. Say what's up in the chat. And we're about to get this thing rolling. But first, all I want to do is answer some of these questions. That's why I started just a little bit earlier to answer some of these questions that we do have and get you guys going on what's potentially going to be happening here today. Okay, and give you some of the rules. We got about 15 minutes until the draft actually starts. But what's happening, man? Daniel Macy, he says, Manhattan, let's do this. He says 87 days until kickoff, which is actually also incredible. That's crazy to think about here. Here we go, chat overlay. I always mess this up with the chat overlay here. Let me see if this works now. Get this all set. Okay, yes, we're all good, which is great. What's going on with Blaze right now? Yo, relax. Hold on. She going crazy. What's happening, Henry? How you doing? What's happening, Tiny Goose, Joel, Cooper? We got Landon here. Cade, what's happening? Tom, TD, how you doing? Darth, Cam, Dale. Hey, how we feeling, y'all? We appreciate each and every one of you, man. Once again, say what's up as you trickle in here. This draft is about to start here in just under 15 minutes. And let's not waste any more time here. We're going to go into some of these trade questions here because I want to get these out the way for some of you guys. Okay. And another update here. We're going to be doing some team reviews right after as well. Perfect. I sent out your team review as well. Sorry, I've already reviewed your team. I just need to send out that graphic. Dre, I did the same thing. Primetime, the same thing. Bird Gang, we are still waiting for you and your context. We're waiting for whatchamacallit. We're waiting for that sleeper ID. Okay. Let me just come back here. Okay, here we go. Yeah, we're waiting on that sleeper ID there, Bird Game. Abdul, you're going to be getting a live team review today. I think Stash, I think, is going to be doing a team review. I need to double check here later on in a second here. But let's answer some of these questions as we have them trickling in here, okay? Cesar777, if I'm saying that right, it says, do this or Wilson for Jaden Daniels. For Jay Daniels? Okay, wait, so I'm a little bit confused here. 1 quarterback, 10 teams start. Hey, I don't see Jaden Daniels on, so maybe just bringing JJ McCarthy. So you are sending away Garrett Wilson, a 26th third, an early 26th first, and a fourth for Justin Jefferson. I mean, personally, at the moment, if that 26 first is probably like the 104, 105, I'm kind of okay to take Justin Jefferson's side personally, but it just really depends on your team here. Let me have a look at your team because this is 1 quarterback. Oh, there's no question I'm doing this trade then. If this is you right here, you get Malik Neighbors, Brian Thomas, Nico Collins, Drake London, Lam McConkey, and you're about to get Justin Jefferson? That's crazy. That's crazy if you're telling me you're going to get that, if you can get that trade done. Why does that do that? How do I go back there? I need to figure that out. How do I go back to this? Okay, here, yeah. Yeah, I'm totally doing this trade, no question. What's happening, Joe TV? How you doing, brother? What's happening? I think Tyler said, what's up? What's happening? No, for me, I would definitely take Justin Jefferson. It says, do this or Wilson for Jay Daniels. Oh, so you would get, you're saying, can you get Garrett Wilson Justin Jefferson or Jaden Daniels? I personally would do that. In a 1 quarterback league, start 8, where you can have the heavy hitters where JJ is going to be your 1, 2, 3. Wait, because this is start 8. So really you can only start 3 in a start 8. Caleb, Kyler, JJ. Look, in reality, you don't have to do this. Since this is a start 8, 1 quarterback, 10 team start 8, that's a heavy hitters. Meaning, yeah, your starting quarterback will be Caleb, Gibbs, Omarion, that's 3, Malik, Brian Thomas, 3, 4, 5, Trey, 6, and then Nico Collins will be 7. So, excuse me, you need Nico Collins and Drake London, so that's 8, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I'm okay doing that trade personally. That just makes you a even stronger and a bigger competitor for your team there. All right, let's go to the next question here. All right. No problems. How you doing, brother? This is 2 quarterback, 12 team start 10. You're sending away Kyron Williams, Dalton Kincaid for Christian McCaffrey and Terry McLaurin. I mean, if you know me, I'm pretty sure Zach will probably say a little bit opposite. But personally, I would not be taking this trade. I still want Kyron Williams and a tight end premium as well. So you're sitting away Dalton Kincaid. And this is purely based off of I'm just not a big CMC believer, right? I don't believe he's going to come back and gain you that value that you were hoping to have before, right? Does he just go back? Just trying to see how he gets back to that page there. No, okay, hold on. How do I go back to that? Okay, he just goes like this. For me, I would personally want to be keeping Kyron Williams there with Dalton Kincaid, especially in a tight end premium. Let me just double check here. Once again, you have Dalton Kincaid, Evan Ingram there. I really wonder what that tight end premium is, because I think that would be pretty significant on whether or not it's going to be, you know, something that's going to affect your team significantly. But let me see. So you're going to be sending away Kyron Williams. You get CMC and Terry. Now this is a start 10. This is super flex. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nah, I'm okay with that. I'm still okay with keeping the trade in Kyron Williams and Dalton Kincaid personally. I want to keep the Kyron Williams, Dalton Kincaid side. All right, let's go to the next question here. I think we have Davo here with the next one. He said, "What's up, guys? Got this sitting in my inbox. I feel like I like it because it's Bucky and I need way more thoughts. Appreciate y'all like peanut butter." Let me just refresh this really fast. Just make sure that has gone through for some of those guys. Okay, awesome, that has. All right, so you are sending away a 27 third Bucky Irving and Jalen Noel, and you are receiving a 26 second Woody Marks, Caleb Johnson, and Luther Burden. 2 quarterback, 12 team, start 9. My initial thought is this doesn't feel like enough for Bucky. Okay, so my initial thought is like, I don't want to do this trade at all. Here's some new updates as well here, which is awesome. Let me see. So Shaw, Royals. I mean, yeah, your team here with Penix, Gino, Joe Burrow. So you're gonna get rid of Bucky Irving, get Caleb and Luther. I'm just not in love with it at all. If you want a Bucky Irving type trade, I'm looking for a 26 first, a 27 first. I doubt you can do like a Jahmyr Gibbs, because I think a lot of people are a little bit standoffish there. This is a non-tight end premium as well. Maybe like a Bucky Irving, nah, even then. Because Luther Burden, Luther Burden, maybe I'm thinking like a Tet. That's probably like way too much. I thought you could do that for Jalen Noel. You're still doing that third and second swap, getting Caleb there. I'm just not in love with this. I'm not in love with this at all. I just personally wouldn't take this trade, personally. But appreciate you there. All right, Gator. He said, "Keep up the great work. I appreciate everything you do." Hey, man, we appreciate you, brother. We appreciate you, and just for that, you're gonna get a start sit question, or excuse me, a trade question. Just for that, man. That's just love. Just doing a donation to say, hey man, I appreciate you guys. All right, Leo, Terp, Spencer, and then Emilio are the last three, and then we'll go straight into this Dynasty startup. He says, did you trade analyzer? And most likely it's for my team. I think it puts me favorite to win it. So you're sending away a second, a first, and Bashul 2, and you're getting a Marion Hampton. My initial thought is, why not? I'll take this trade. So this is you right here, I'm assuming. Yeah, I'm okay with this trade. So you're trying to compete here. You have Ashton Genty, Caleb. I'm okay with this trade, personally. Now, I would say, can you get a little bit in return? You know, can I get a third swap? You know, a 26 third swap. I'm kind of okay with that, a trade like that. Or can you add somebody small? So instead of a third swap, can I get a Dark Quest Hunter or Isaac Garendo? I'm gonna give you a bunch of different options here because I kind of like that. Just keeping yourself young there. Let's see if there's any wide receivers you can do here. No, that's probably it there. We appreciate you, Leo. That's love. Let me just double check that these are all correct. Okay, initial trade. All right, Spencer. 1 quarterback, 12 team start, 8. You're sending away a 26 third Lamar Jackson, Jalen Waddle, and David Njoku, and you are receiving a 27 early first, Jordan Addison and Matthew Golden. And the first thing I look at, if this is super flexing, is 1 quarterback. So Lamar Jackson is not as valuable as you would hope and think. Not a tight end premium. My initial thought, my gut reaction is saying I don't like this. I'm not in love with this. I still want Jalen Waddle over Jordan Addison. I think Jordan Addison and Matthew Golden are a wash personally. But that 27 early first, let's just have a look at your team now and see what is the true difference here. So you don't, where's Lamar Jackson? I'm so confused. It's between these two, so this is definitely wrong. Am I tripping here? No, these two teams are just completely wrong. Where's Lamar? So I'm assuming this is your team and this is who you're sending away. Yeah, so you're sending away Lamar, Jalen Waddle, David Njoku, and you're receiving Matthew Golden, which I'm assuming is just one of these two teams here. Where's Matthew Golden and Jordan Addison here? What's happening, Joshua, Styles, Charlie? 2 more minutes here, and then we're gonna do a real live Dynasty startup draft, real money on the line here. Am I tripping, guys? Am I not seeing Matthew Golden at all? Which team has Matthew Golden? Because it's not this guy. Matthew Golden, I don't see him there either. So these two teams are completely wrong. Matthew Golden. Okay, here we go. So Matthew Golden, Jordan Addison. No. So it's New York Jets and James. Okay. Right, so you want to sell Lamar Jackson because you have Herbert, Dart, 1 quarterback. Okay, so let's have a look at this again. Lamar Jackson. Yeah, I mean, Waddle, Golden. I'm just not in love with it. I feel like maybe you can. I know 1 quarterback doesn't necessarily feel like you can. Yeah, I'm just not in love with this trade. I feel like you can potentially get, like, I would do something along this line. Jackson Smith and Jigba, can you squeeze that in? But maybe I'm just overvaluing. You probably can get the 27 first then. I'm just not a fan of a trade like this here, Spencer. All right, and we're gonna do this. We're gonna do Emilio's really fast here because then we gotta go. He says, "Got neighbors. Based on my team setup, did I mistake?" Okay, so you sent away Trayvon Henderson, Lamar McConkey, and you got Malik Neighbors, 10 team, 10 team start 9. 10 team start 9 here. Yeah, I'm okay with that trade, especially with the way your team is going. Adam Peters, Love, Jameer Gibbs, Ashton Genty, you got Malik Neighbors, Jackson Smith, and Jigba there. I feel really confident in the Neighbors side winning this trade, no question, especially with your team. Okay, I think that's it. That's all the questions. Then we go to some live team reviews after this one here. And we're here. Manhattan, say what's up if you're in the chat here. And as we go through this really quick, really quick, and then we can get into the draft here. I already know I said I'm going to start at 10:30 or 8:30 on the dot. For everyone that's in the chat, these live questions that's come in, like, should I trade this person for that person? It might be a little bit difficult to answer some of those questions just based off of, we're trying to do some real trades here as well. Obviously, you don't see them, but there is going to be an opportunity. It's going to be 3-minute clock here, and then we're going to be changing to 1:50 in round 10 here. So let's do this. Let me just say, let's go. And this is a 3rd round reversal here. Yeah, cinnamon. You love to see it. The Dynasty startups do not have trade windows. Honestly, I would love to do that, but keep in mind we're doing 24, 25 rounds. I mean, a live stream like this is most likely going to be 3 hours potentially, and I got a lot of stuff to do. I know I'm kind of solo dolo. You know, I got to make some graphics for some of the videos that are coming out here very soon. But there goes Josh Allen here. And this, once again, it is a 3rd round reversal. I have the 104. You're going to be seeing a lot of Joel and Daniel Macy. These are 2 guys that are helping me run these leagues as well. I know you guys want it. I know you guys want it to, you know, get into some of these leagues. And I want to create these leagues for you, but I can't really manage them as much as you want me to. So I have Joel and Daniel Macy managing some of these guys here as well. All right, there goes Josh Allen and Jaden Daniels here, and then Crop Top Killer. All right, I gotta change the background music for me, because I got different music than you guys have in your ears. Yeah. Okay, awesome. I think it's just people liking Zach better, LT Gray, which is totally fair. I think people like oh, there goes Jamar Chase. Whoa. Not that I'm tripping here. I was just so set on taking Jamar Chase at the 104. I was like, no. Oh, you mean the actual memberships? Oh, right, yours, LT Gray. I have no idea what happened. You gotta check your maybe a payment issue. But like, I was not expecting. Once again, I was like coming in. It's like, I'm gonna start with Jamar Chase. I'm just gonna chill. But the fact that I get Lamar Jackson here, not waste any more time. Not waste any more time there. I'll take it. Thank you, Crop Top Killer. Yeah, LT Gray, I'm not necessarily sure. You're going to have to check your membership payment when you do that, because I know you said you definitely had that. That's really weird. Definitely a gift, I think. People be racist. It's not even that. And honestly, it's not even that. I think when you think about it, right? When you think about it, Zach is the one that's making content. Zach is the one that have the really strong takes, and I'm doing more of the background stuff, right? So I'm just kind of, people don't really know me when you think about it. Ever since we did the switch, people are signing up or following us because they're seeing Zach's takes, but they're not knowing that like I'm a part of that. The OGs do. which is totally fine. If you're not an OG, hey, we still love you. You get what I'm saying here? And Matthew, I'll definitely check that message here soon. Give me a second here. So he goes Justin Jefferson. Daniel Macy's on the clock here. Let's wait and see what Daniel Macy, and I'll go to the we'll see what Matthew has sent in the chat. So this board is flying. I agree. Remember, you don't got the 11 pick. You don't have to rebuild. I'm not rebuilding. I do have the 12, I think, in one, which I'm excited for. I'm actually excited for that one because I get the 3rd round reversal, and that's going to be really, really nice. And keep in mind, man, a lot of our startups early in the day, we didn't have 3rd round reversal. Like we didn't do a 3rd round reversal. So what's crazy is that like I looked at one earlier. I looked at the latest one, Lima League, which I can bring up here in a second. There goes Jalen Hurts here. My Lima League draft, guys, was so bad. But once again, I was at the 111 or 111, 112 or something like that. Let me see if I can bring it up for you guys. Okay, previous leagues, 2022. Keep in mind, this is 2022 as well. So it was a struggle. All right, this is it. This is me. Kyle Pitts, Deshaun Watson. This is how the board went back in the day, guys. This is when there was no quarterbacks to speak of. You got Pedro got Lamar Jackson at the 108 in 2022. I mean, I probably would have been better taking Dak Prescott or Jalen Hurts at the time. My goodness, this is how bad it is. And Zach got Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Field. He got Treylon Burks there. Took Hollywood Brown. So it was a struggle. All right, but let's go to Matthew. Matthew said he submitted something, a chat here. Really quick, let's see what he has. He said, Bree and I wanted to tell you right here. Hey man, we appreciate you. Thank you so much, Matt and Bree. Hey, I hope I see you guys. I'm gonna give you a free trade question there. I hope to see you guys and meet a lot of you in Texas this year. Okay, Austin, Texas. We're doing a meetup here with the Flock Fantasy League. Myself, Mason, the Domain boys, the FSC boys. It's gonna be awesome out there, which I'm excited for. I'm really excited to do that. Okay. So nothing too crazy, I feel like. Justin Jefferson, Daniel Macy against Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, Bijan Robinson, Malik Neighbors there at the 109, CeeDee Lamb. Now Lazy Bone and Dutchy here are going to be on the clock. All right, there we go. There goes LT Gray stuff coming up. It says, welcome to the vets. Instantly takes you to the vets as well. That was a little bit interesting. I wonder if you probably just had to update your payment. Spencer, I do have a bunch of mocks for the merch. My biggest thing is trying to find a supplier that is going to my biggest thing is trying to find a supplier that's going to be able to produce and send it to America. Now, to be completely transparent with you, I've never done that. 1, 2. What's going to happen with the tariffs? Because I have no idea. Should I find a supplier in America? Should I find a supplier in China? Should I find a supplier in Australia? I have to think about shipping it to America. I have to think about all these different things. So it's a really big process. So I definitely have a bunch of mocks up already of hoodies, crew necks, hats, t-shirts. That's probably really the basic things that I'm going to be doing right now. If it is successful, we get to the next level of like, okay, is this going to be something that we take, do we make pants? Do we make, jerseys type of shirts? But we'll definitely wait and see what's going to be happening there. Appreciate you, Charlie. Love it, Jeb. No trade windows for the startups there. I think I asked you. Yeah, third round reversal. Yeah, see, I have 12 in Queens. So nice little run of wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, Puka, Monron, now Dutchie's on the clock here. Let's see where he goes. This is a 0.5 tight end premium. Okay, keep that in mind. We don't have a date locked up yet, Matthew. Honestly, we're just waiting for Mason to lock up a venue. I think the biggest thing is struggling to find the venue and predicting, like forecasting how many people are going to come out. So like last year we had a venue and it was pretty packed in that venue where we had, I feel like it was like over 100. We were expecting like 60 to 50 people. It felt like over 100 because people brought their friends, people brought their brothers-in-laws, their wives, you know, like they brought their whole league. And it was like, well, we love that you guys are here, but like we had to account for these people. So we had a maximum of 60. We expected 60, but we actually had like over 100, which was awesome. So I think we're just trying to find that venue right now. And once we find the venue, we will lock up that date as well for you guys, which would be awesome. What's going on here? Why is this not working for me? Okay, there we go. So I've always seen suppliers in Pakistan have solid for large merc drops. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. There's so many suppliers, and here in Australia, there's like a convention here where I can talk to a bunch of suppliers. So I'm gonna talk to them and get a little bit more understanding, because look, I can go out and get merch, not go out and get merch, but I can go out and get a sample right now if I really wanted to. But I think the fact that this is coming up at the right time, I can kind of talk to them face to face, touch some of the products, say, I want this to be like this. You know, I can bring some of my pieces that I have, or some of my hoodies, or some of the cuts that I have, or some exact things that he likes, and say, this is what we want to do. Can you do it with this type of material or with this type of cut? Instead of going back and forth with somebody via email, that might be a little bit easier. Spencer said, anyone dealing with the black screen right now? No, man, just refresh if you're still dealing with that. Sorry if that is the problem. Not really sure why that's happening. He said, contact DFTBA. I've never heard of that. And see if they can add you to the distribution SaaS network service. Is a merge company founded by OG YouTubers. Okay, awesome. That's sick. I've never heard of that. I'll keep that in mind. I'm actually gonna, if you see me doing that often, it's probably because I'm switching between screens. DFTBA. Is it don't forget to be awesome? Is that what it is, El Tigre? Don't forget to be awesome. Helps creators make a living doing what they love. Right, okay, cool. All right, Jahmyr Gibbs, and then we get our first rookie off the board here with Ashton Jeanty. There it is. It's happening here, ladies and gentlemen. Ashton Jeanty off the board. Risk it for the biscuit is now on the clock here with Malik Neighbors. So I can lock up a venue here in Minneapolis. I have connections all over the city. We need connections in Austin. And if you guys live in Austin and have connections in Austin, go hit up Mason. He's probably trying to look for a venue that can serve you guys food, that has a bar as well that can fit all of you guys. That's really the biggest thing. Trying to fit all of you guys. And to be completely transparent, not to like toot our own horn, each and every one of us has gotten bigger. We went to the meetup last year with only, I think it was 10 to 12,000 subscribers on our Dynasty channel. And last year, we started off the year on our redraft channel with only 15. We have 43,000 subscribers now. So that's more than double. And the people that do come out, hypothetically, it's just going to be significant. I mean, same thing with like the FSC boys. Their channel has, well, they gained like what 10 to 15, 20 subscribers this off season. Same thing with the Domain boys. I mean, the Domain boys, they're actually bigger than us on Dynasty, right? So it's all about fitting all these guys, not all these guys specifically, but all these people that are going to be coming in a venue, which is going to be really exciting here. I hate that Macy is before me. Okay, I was about to say, I was low-key getting a little bit excited to see Brock Bowers there. I'm not going to lie. Not that like Brock Bowers doesn't, you know, shouldn't go in the first round or early second, which I guess he technically did. I thought it was, yeah, and having that Malik Neighbors Brock Bowers stack is crazy from Risky. And I bet you that's what Risky was probably struggling with. He was like, oh, should I take Brock Bowers here? He probably wasn't expecting him. Let me just make sure I don't got any trades going on here as well. Okay. All right, we got a nice little roll here. I think it's a great deal that Malik, like Bear said, Bowers and Malik is crazy. All right, I gotta get ready for my pick here. All right, ready for my pick and look up my rankings. Let me just double check something. Okay, let's see what we have here. And this is third round reversal too, which is going to make it so interesting. Let's see. Ran out of shirts. Yeah, TD. Oh man, that's awesome. That's cool, LT Gray. Like I said, I'll look at those guys for sure. Because I think there's, yes, this is Superflex, by the way. Start 10 Superflex. One of my biggest things here is the logistics of getting things to you guys. So, like, should I have, there's two different things. Can the supplier send it straight to you? I don't know. Two, because normally what happens is that you're supposed to buy in bulk. You get it shipped to wherever you're at, whether it's a warehouse or somebody, and then you ship it out individually as the orders come in. Now, the problem is that we live in Australia. So I can get it to Australia easy, but I got to pay so much, like an arm and a leg, to get it shipped out to you guys. So I'm trying to find a way to get it to America, whether that's a friend or family, and have that being sent out to everyone as orders come in here. Macy here with just under 40 seconds. And by the way, there's no trade windows here. I think I said that. Just because, once again, no trade windows. There goes Drake May. Fuck. Yeah, no trade windows here. Just purely based off of we would just be here forever. So if you want to make a trade, you have to do it on your own time or during your pick. It doesn't have to be during your pick, but you know, if there's going to be no auto picks undone. This is what I said. Having Macy ahead of me is frustrating because he kind of knows what's going to happen here. Drake May was definitely going to be my pick here for sure. which makes this very interesting here. All right. He said my team is toast. My team is toast. Cinnamon. Yeah, 154 people here, guys. If you can drop, smash that like button, that would be really appreciated, man. Only 38 likes that we have here. I think we can definitely get to at least 100 likes, but we appreciate you. It is a tight end premium 0.5, no doubt about it. 0.5 start 10 super flex league, and this is a real money league here. Don't do it to me. I know exactly who I'm gonna pick here, and if my player gets picked, I actually have no idea what I'm gonna do. Being completely transparent. Oh, first reset there on there. Okay, thank God. I was looking for another quarterback. It wasn't Caleb Williams. A couple people said it in the chat here. I was a little bit nervous. You guys know how we feel about Brother Bo, especially in the third round reversal. I'm going to secure my quarterback here, right now. Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix, and see what comes to me at the 3-9 here. So I'm not going to waste any time. I'm going to take Bo Nix there. And if you're new to this channel, both Zach and I are pretty big on Bo Nix. We're big believers on him. He was my best available player. I was hoping Drake May was going to fall to me. If Drake May and Bo Nix were there, I probably would have just gone with my gut, saying, you know, who I wanted to build off with in the future. But I think both are phenomenal. So I'm really happy with getting Bo Nix there. There goes Patrick Mahomes. And that's what normally happens here at the end of the first, or end of the second, excuse me, with the third round reversal. Hold on, Dutchy is trying to potentially move something here. Let me read this. Why can't I see that here? What do you say? Look at possibly move from the 4th to 3rd. Where are you at, Dutchy? Here goes Justin Herbert. Oh, okay, from 3rd to 4th. Okay. He says, I hit you and I appreciate you, Antigua. Remember, it's for 36 months, which is crazy. I said, hit you and Zach up with a partnership on Discord. There's sort of stuff like good for the planets too to have on it, man. Hey, we appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. OG, triple OG. Sorry about Justin Ross. Sorry about you Chiefs as well, man. Not ideal. Not ideal. That's right. Dual league QB build there. Lamar Jackson. Bo Nix is exactly what you want to see here. So Joel starting off with Jaden Daniels, Justin Herbert, Macy with Jalen Hurts and Drake May. We are the only three. The commissioners are the only three people. Oh, and Stay Puft just added to the list there with Josh Allen and CJ Stroud. Now the third round reversal hits. Dutchy, maybe he was hoping for one of these quarterbacks to fall. That's not the case here, unfortunately. Marvin Harrison Jr. off the board. Hey, that's not a bad start there from Dutchy. And Monroe, Brian Thomas, Marvin. I don't like that. I like that start up there for sure. That start up. Tyler said, Pass needs to prove it to me before I'm going to trust May as a full-time starter. Knicks all day for me. Okay. Look, I like Drake May. I actually have Drake May, Bo Nix back to back. I have Drake May one spot ahead of Bo Nix. And I think that's just based off of, you kind of have to, yes, Drake May, one didn't start every, and I'm pretty sure Zach has all these numbers in his head, which I don't. But you have to keep in mind, Bo Nix started the whole season. Drake May started half of the season, essentially. He had no one to work with. Same thing with Bo Nix. He had no one to work with, but he also just had a terrible head coach, and the head coaching staff got moved around, and there was just so much happening there. So I still believe in Drake May and the situation that's happened. They got that offensive line help. They got Stephon Diggs there, which I probably really shouldn't say because of Cinnamon, but I also like the other pieces there and the rookies. As well that they added. He says, what's the Chiefs slander like they weren't just I'm saying sorry because they lost the Super Bowl. Just not ideal. And you know what's, by the way, game one for Zach wasn't okay. I was talking to him. He was ready to go to the tallest building. I'll tell you that right now. That's probably not okay to say on live stream, but he was not okay after game one. And going back to that conversation with Tyrese Halliburton and how he's a superstar, and I said it earlier, I don't think he is a superstar. Maybe he's just a clutch player, because when they're down by one and they need him to make a clutch shot, the ball goes to him, but he didn't have the ball at all. It felt like in that game. It was more of a team effort of them kind of coming back and rallying, where Halliburton really, you heard, like, what was it? The commentators saying, like, Halliburton needs to show up here. He needs to stop putting out tour dates and not being there type vibe. Very interesting. But obviously OKC comes back, has a real strong game 2 win. There goes Lad McConkey there. Stay Puff hates that he went quarterback there. There goes Jackson Smith and Jigba. Okay. I have no idea what's going to happen here. I have a couple people in mind who I'm going to take, but I have absolutely no idea what I'm going to do at the 3-9 here. Yeah, CB, that makes sense. Caleb over May, which I definitely see. Like, there's no excuses for Caleb at all, right? You just got a tight end in the first. You got one of the best, not the best wide receivers, but you have a really good wide receiver core. A young wide receiver 3 in Luther Burden, essentially, right? You have Roma Dunze, who was just a first-round pick. DJ Moore, who has been stepping up as of late, obviously the past couple years. There goes a Marion Hampton there. So risk it for the biscuit is hitting every single position here. Neighbors, Brock Bowers, and Marion Hampton. But I can definitely see why Caleb's situation feels a little bit better. Sir Brooks, hey man, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for your super chat. And I just want to be completely transparent here. I want to wait until one of your players that you've mentioned in your super chat has been picked. Now, I know probably really doesn't affect what's going to happen in this draft, but let's just wait until that player is picked, and then I can answer that question, okay? I just want to make sure I'm not saying that player's name and someone's like, oh, I was hoping that he was going to fall to me. Let's hold on to that. But I would just, yeah. Hopefully you understand, man, but we appreciate you. Double Justin, when I got my guard down for you. Okay, Trey McBride. Trey McBride to 3.5 is pretty good, I would say. 0.5 tight end premium. Devon Achane. Now Daniel Macy is up here. Okay, let me just having a quick gaze of what I'm going to be doing here. Gosh, dude, it just really falls off. It's just like a big tier where it falls off and it's like, I can take any of these guys and I'll be happy. There's not one guy I'm just like, I'm in love with right here. First time we did it, when I got my guard down for you. I love that LT group. Let's see how camp goes. Matt says, thoughts on Titan premium scoring? Why only go 0.5? That doesn't move the needle enough to change draft stock. Should at least be a full point premium to make more worthwhile. Hey, I completely agree. And if you've been here with me, and if you've been here on the live stream with me or in the past, 0.5 doesn't move the needle for me. It doesn't necessarily change the value of the tight ends. So I completely agree. 0.75 feels a little bit more significant. A full point premium feels significant. But you know, this is kind of what we voted on. You know, I gave everyone the option. They voted for 0.5. But yes, I agree. I'm not going to be taking Brock Bowers in the first round, you know, at the 108 because it's a 0.5 Titan premium. Just all depends on your guys' outlook on that. So I'm right there with you, man. They gone. It says, how do you feel about QB/wide receiver stacks? Will you make a specific effort to grab some of these wide receivers in the later rounds so you don't care too much stack? I mean, look, I think if it falls to me naturally, right, I'm always going to follow my rankings. If it falls to me naturally, it's kind of going to be something that I'm okay with. It's always going to be something that I'm okay with having the stack of those players, but I'm not going to change I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to trade up to go get that. I'm not going to trade up to go get those players that you mentioned or to go out and get the stack. Once again, if it falls to me naturally, I'm okay with that. So I think it just depends, right? Like, what's a stack that's out right now that I can talk about? For example, if for some reason Joe had Lamakonki fall to him at the 311, that would be phenomenal. That's an easy smash. I'm taking that every single day. But I'm not going to trade my pick at Joe's pick, hypothetically at the 311, to move up in the early third to get Lamakonki. I'm just not going to do it. And that's same to be said with even the lower tier wide receivers in the middle of the rounds or the lower rounds, right? Okay, Rashee Rice is definitely someone I had in thought there. My schedule's on the line. All right, so definitely Rice was definitely one. There is another wide receiver I'm looking at here, which he's next best available in my rankings. Let me just double check running back. I don't mind taking time. H-Chan is off the board. Man. Was just about to send a trade for Lad, and Badaki talked me out of it. Hey, unlucky. Ah, man, dude. Should I go running back or should I go wide receiver? Nah, I'm okay. I'm okay with let's go wide receiver. I'm gonna go T. Higgins here. I'm gonna go T. Higgins because I'm still okay. I feel comfortable with whoever's gonna fall to me if I do go running back at the 4-4 there. So I am okay with that pick. I really like this pick in T. Higgins. He was kind of buried in the ADP, which is surprising, but that is my next best available player there. Let's see if this running back sneaks back to me to the 4-4. If he does, I'm 100% gonna take him. Yeah, I'm 100% most likely gonna take him on the comeback there, if he's available. Let's see. And I know this league doesn't have many trades, but we do have another league that did do a couple trades already. So not every league has to have trades, right? So I know it looks more exciting as that happens. The board looks crazy. So Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix, and T. Higgins. Sheesh. I'm liking it, yo. There goes Garrett Wilson off the board there. I guess that can take us to that question, actually, because Garrett Wilson was that question. It goes Travis Hunter. Sir Brooks, hey, appreciate you. Garrett Wilson plus the 107 or CeeDee Lamb, start 3 wide receivers. The real question is this a one quarterback or super flex? Because at that 107, look, my instant thought without any of that context, I still want CeeDee Lamb. I think that's a pretty good value for CeeDee Lamb. I mean, think about it. Garrett Wilson right now at the 310, excuse me. CeeDee Lamb at the 110. At that 107, most likely is going to be a 5th to 6th round pick in this draft. I don't want to say these players' names because, once again, it's not really going to influence the draft board, but I just don't want to say those guys' names. But I'm okay with having the CeeDee Lamb side personally. Okay, so there it is. There goes Bucky Irving. That's who I was thinking of taking. It was T. Higgins or Bucky Irving there. All right, so this is flying right here. This is flying. Hold on. I just need to make sure I'm on the right page here. AJ Brown, Ted McMillan there. Tetaroa. Okay. No, baby. Okay, I need to lock in here for a second. I can't put a Q on, so. I think I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna say, can't say, won't say. Not gonna say, won't say. Let me just double check. Okay. Anyways, so nice little start here. So Joe really knowing where he's going there. Travis Hunter, and then he's going Tetaroa McMillan. So he's going with the young wide receiver duo there. Crop top killer. I know damn well what he's contemplating. I know 100%. I don't want to say it because, once again, I don't want to influence, but I can guarantee you he's thinking about something that could really make or break his draft right here. Could you need this on the leg? Yes, the next draft is the Bronx League, which is going to be Wednesday night. Same time, 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So stay tuned for that. What's happening, Scribbles? How you doing, man? I'll answer your question here in a second, Matt. I'm just gonna wait until what crop top killer does. Ooh boy! Oh boy! Come on, 30 seconds. No pressure. No pressure whatsoever. Hey, once again, appreciate you guys. This is a real Dynasty startup draft. Real money, real people here. 169 people watching, only 56 likes. If you can drop a like here, I'm pretty sure with your help we can get to 100 likes here. It just really helps out the stream. Yeah, it just helps out the stream. Okay. Okay. Once again, no order picks is going to be overturned Okay, Kyler Murray is off the board. So someone has predicted this really well in the chat here. Joel, he actually retracted his message, if I'm not mistaken, but he said Kyler Murray, or message retracted. I don't know if that's from one of our admins or that, but he said Kyler Murray or Travion Henderson, and that's who I was going with, was Travion Henderson. I was okay with having Bucky or Travion. They're both in my same tier going into this year. And I'm okay with waiting at the wide receiver position. I think the wide receiver position tier does fall off. There is one more wide receiver I'm okay to take here. But I'm going to be taking Travion Henderson right here. So I'm starting Lamar Jackson, Bo Nix, T. Higgins, and then Travion Henderson, which I really like that start for. Nah, you're all good, man. You are all good. There is another player that I'm pretty sure is going to be taken here. Since Henderson at the 404 scares me. For me, it's just because he may have quite limited touches this year. I just don't see how he's going to have limited touches, especially with top 40, top 45 draft capital. I don't see Ramondre Stevenson really taking touches away from Travion Henderson. Now, I can see, like, let me rephrase that. I can see how you can think that, you know, Ramondre Stevenson is going to be the guy, and then he kind of trickles. Like, he'll be like the 70-30 type of player, but that's kind of what's expected in the backfields, right? Like, there goes a nice little run there. I mean, Daniel Macy hitting those running backs, Saquon Barkley, Quinshon Judkins, which I do like. I just don't see how Ramondre Stevenson is going to be taking a majority of those touches away from Travion Henderson. I do believe he's going to be the day one starter. So I'm not necessarily worried about Travion and his workload. If anything, I feel fairly confident, and I'm a big Stevenson believer. You know, I love Ramondre Stevenson, but Matthew's right. You know, one of those fumbles happens again, Mike Vrabel is not going to be happy with him, and he's all about ball security. He's all about making sure these guys are taking care of the ball there. Even if this is the second half of the season, like, he's my RB right now. Yeah, he's my RB1. But like, who can I plug in for the first 4 to 6 weeks? I just don't know what's gonna happen here in this draft. But a nice little run of quarterbacks, kind of what you kind of expect here. Jordan Love for enablers here at the 105. So he starts Justin Jefferson, Rice, Caleb, and Love. I like that start. I think that's a pretty good start. Patty there getting J.J. McCarthy. So he has Joe Burrow, Drake London, Devon Achane, and J.J. McCarthy. And then Wolf getting his first quarterback at Brock Purdy there. He's hitting every position. Bijan Robinson, Nico Collins, Trey McBride, and Brock Purdy. I mean, that's kind of like me. I locked up my quarterbacks, dual elite quarterbacks there, getting my wide receiver 1 and RB1 there, not risking for the biscuit. Let's see what he does. I like his start as well. Omarion. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is where it gets really interesting when it comes down to some of these players and where people kind of value them. First time we did it, and I got my guard down for you. And this is where you either have to follow your rankings, and if you don't have rankings or somebody's rankings that you're following, ADP could kill you. Absolute murder you, which is not okay. So I'm giving out free advice here, and I really shouldn't. Yeah, I like Joe's draft LT grade for sure. Jaden Daniels, Herbert, Hunter, Tet. I know you guys want trade windows. It's just, once again, really difficult to do trade windows You just got to be moving on the fly here. Okay, Baker Mayfield off the board there. Wow. Baker's interesting. He said, if my draft fails, I have Zach to blame. I'm using his rankings. I love that. I love that. There goes Trevor Lawrence there. So kind of what was expected, a run of quarterbacks in the second half of this draft here for the later end of the board because of how heavy you go for those positional ranking or values, you know, where on the top of the board, you kind of lock it up because of that third round reversal, right? If I don't take Bo Nix at the 2-9, I'm probably ending up with Jordan Love. Which I'm okay with. I don't see how maybe I'll take Lam McConkey hypothetically at the 2-9, but even then. This is a sign. Yeah, I mean, it is kind of crazy that somebody is still going, but he's falling. Be careful. You already know, man. You already know. Let's see. Let's see. Maybe these guys trying to trade. This is what's interesting. That's a sign. That's a sign. So you're trying to trade in that fourth. Yeah, right. That's fair. I think obviously Lazy Bones is probably trying to make a move here. No trade window, but obviously trades can get done. So it says, interesting move. I would have done it, but as I understand the rationale, Wilson is his number one and younger. Reasoning for taking Wilson plus his finishing higher. Right, for Wilson over Higgins. Right, you didn't see that question. Why did you take Higgins over Wilson? I think that's kind of what that answer was for me, right? I really like T. Higgins. And we had this conversation, right, Pat? Earlier in the offseason, probably like about a month ago. If I can guarantee you, Pat, Rome Odunze, phenomenal value there. Honestly, if Bucky Irving and Travion Henderson goes off the board there, I'd probably pivot to Rome Odunze. I think Quinton Judkins is also on play there, but I'll probably then just pivot of going wide receiver. But Pat, let's go back to answering your question there. We had the conversation in a big hypothetical, which obviously hypotheticals are dangerous in fantasy football. But what if I told you right here, right now, I can guarantee T. Higgins a full 18-game season? There is no question that everyone in this chat, I would say, would take T. Higgins over Garrett Wilson without any hesitation. The hesitation with T. Higgins is, can he stay healthy? And every time he is healthy, and every time he's on the field, he's a top 10 wide receiver, even with Jamar Chase there, in a points per game basis, okay? So we had the conversation about T. Higgins or Marvin Harrison. Are you taking T. Higgins or Marvin Harrison Jr.? People take Marvin because he's younger. But I completely understand why Garrett Wilson's there. I love Garrett Wilson. You know, I mean, I have so many shares of Garrett Wilson. I just think the quarterback play and the longevity is pretty significant. And like, yes, injuries, you can't guarantee. I can't guarantee how much time he's going to be on the field. But when he is on the field, I do know that he is going to produce for me. Wilson might be better this year, but Higgins long term is secure. Yeah, and like I get it, especially with what brings comfort now to Garrett Wilson's owners is that Justin Fields is there and the chemistry is there already. And Justin Fields really only has supported really one wide receiver, and that was DJ Moore for a year, and that was like high 20s if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember where he was with DJ Moore. Oh, a trade's been done. Okay, so Lazy Bones and Dutchy just had a nice little trade. Is there nothing? So they just swapped picks there. Okay, we got a nice little first little trade now. Nothing too crazy. Dutchy and Lazy Bones just swapped picks there. And Lazy Bones, auto pick will not be reversed. So you got to make your pick here, okay? You have plenty of time. I think that was about 30 seconds. Hopefully you have a queue here. Okay, there goes Devonta Smith. So Roma Dunze is actually here with Dutchy. Dutchy going all wide receiver here. Amon-Ra, St. Brown, Brian Thomas, Marvin, Roma Dunze. Now he's at the 5-1 here. It's going to be interesting to see what he does here. And then Lazy Bones, Puka, Gibbs, Ladd, Devonta Smith, and then he has a 5-2. Let me call that Flying Dutchy. A nice little small trade. Oh, no, wait. He got something else. Excuse me. So, interesting. They swapped picks, and Lazy Bone got a 26 second. Let me see if I can pull that up here. Here we go. You guys should be able to see that here, right? So Lazy Bones gets the 4-12 and a 26 second and sends the 4-11. So that's a trade right there. Now Cam Ward at the 5-1. So Dutchy goes Cam Ward there. Wow, interesting. Yeah, that does make more sense. I just thought it was a pick swap. I was like, that doesn't feel right. Let me make me a little bit smaller here, so we can have a little bit more to see. If someone can remind me around 10, we're gonna be changing it to a minute and a half clock, okay? If I don't remember, around 10, minute and a half. Just so we can get this going. Once again, I mean, we're only around 5. We got 20 more rounds to go. Yeah, I showed the trade, but I can show it again here. Here's the trade. Hopefully you guys can see that. I got to zoom in a little bit more probably for you guys. So once again, Lazy gets the 4-12 and a 26 second from Dutchy, and he sends away the 4-11. So it gets an extra second just to move up a spot, essentially, which is not terrible. Go back one more. It's better. Butterflies. What's happening, guys? Once again, this is a real Dynasty startup. If you can drop a like, that would be really appreciated here. Let me refresh. 168 people watching, only 69 likes. We can get to 100, guys. Come on, drop a like. That really help us out here, which is really appreciated. Yeah, very interesting. People's thought process. They said, would you trade Brian Thomas and Jay? I can't say that person's name. We can come back to that, Vincent, though. Sorry. Cinnamon. Mesmerize. Mesmerized by. All right, so Rome Odunze is off the board, and that's where it really just changes everything, doesn't it? Which means that this feels like let's see. Michael Penix off the board there. I mean, getting Michael Penix at the 5-2 as a QB1 there for Lazy Bones, I think is pretty good. That's a pretty good value there, personally. Jared Goff. I mean, that's another guy right there. I mean, Jared Goff, I would have thought those guys would have gone Jared Goff, maybe Dutch or Lazy Bones, but maybe they wanted to go with the youth. Obviously, Jared Goff, a little bit older here, being nearly, what, 31? Yeah, 30 years old. Cam Ward, what is he? Show player card here. Yeah, 23. I think Michael Penix is like a 25 or 24, if I'm not mistaken. So maybe just going youth-wise, I was really surprised with Jared Goff there. I thought he would have gone earlier. Maybe especially to some of these other guys. Like, I thought Risk It maybe would take Jared Goff there. But he's back on the clock, actually. So let's see what he actually does. I like the Leffler start there at the 110. Trevor Lawrence, Jared Goff there with Jackson Smith and Jigba, CeeDee Lamb, and Ashton Jeanty. That feels nice. That's a stupid medium market sheet. Oh boy. I need to get a haircut, guys. I got my beard trimmed. I got all these gray hairs too, man. Getting old. All these gray hairs in my beard. It's not what you want to see, really. So how do you feel about Judkins? I mean, I feel good about him. I like Judkins in this situation. I think where he went here at the 4-6 is pretty good. Personally, I think he's the number one guy in that backfield. My only concern, not for this year or hell even next year, is that really just whenever he gets injured, and hypothetically Dylan Sampson can show like, hey, like I'm a really good backup. You need to give me touches. Is that going to be a 50-50 type of backfield? And that's crazy. Breece Hall, Jonathan Taylor, two guys that I had in my mind saying if these guys fall to me, that's exactly where I'm going, because Breece and JT in the 5th round, I think it's still pretty good value. Two young guys there, Sam Laporta, so nice little fast run there. Now Daniel Macy's on the clock. I was going to potentially take Breece Hall or Jonathan Taylor there, because I mean, I may not be in love with him, but the value was pretty good. Yeah, and I know what you're talking about, Thomas, is Jonathan Taylor. You know, do not draft Jonathan Taylor in a redraft, but I think it's a little bit different in Dynasty. Situation is going to change, especially quarterback play. In my personal opinion, I think if the quarterback play changes, that kind of helps, right? So that's how I feel. And it's not going to change for the better. I'm 31, and no, I don't. This is my natural hair. My natural hair is really more afro, so I just put like gel or whatever in it, put curling cream, and it kind of just goes from there. All right, let me lock in for my pick here, guys. 1 second. Rice, yeah, okay. It's all gone. It's all gone. Gone, gone, gone. Mark some of these guys off here. Can't respect that. Yeah, right. Okay. Man, this is a tough one here. This is tough. I might send you something here. Probably not for the 5.8, but maybe for you to move back or yeah, let's see. That's a good starting point there if you want. Happy to do something else as well if you want. Just let me know. Yeah, I can modify it then. I can do this. How about this? Chris Olave off the board. Okay. All right, then. I know who I'm going to take. This is easy. This is an easy pick for me. Brandon Ayuk here, but let me just triple check something. Probably jumped the gun there too fast. Before triple checking. Yeah, no, I think that's okay. Let's go Brandon Ayuk. Let's get another wide receiver here. All right, let me send you a counter. Can't do that now because I like that player as well. Yeah, you see him going late because he's deep in the ADP. He's my wide receiver. I'll tell you right now. Because I had wide receiver. He's my wide receiver 22. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Wait, did I count that wrong? 1, 2. Yeah, I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23. So, goes Xavier Worthy. I think he has a good bounce back season personally. I feel pretty confident in him getting back. So open and moving back, I know who I'm taking. Let me just see if I can do something here. $30 below. Nah, John, I don't really have anything for you right now. A lot of people in the same tier, unless you want to move somebody. Nah, I can't. I don't want to pay for Hunter or Tet. But back to Ayuk, I mean, I think he has a really good bounce back year personally. I think the injury, he got injured pretty early in the season, if I'm not mistaken, or middle of the season. I think he has plenty of time to bounce back here as well. Obviously, Deebo Samuel's gone. They gave him that contract extension. And that's all going to continue going into this year, right? Obviously, there's another wide receiver that's most likely going to take off, which I like him as well. I probably could have got him cheaper. Yeah, I mean, that's good, man. That's a good pick. That is a really good pick, Joe, because people taking some chances here at that quarterback position. And that's why I said, let me double check. And I saw Dak, and I was like, I definitely could have taken him, but I'm okay. You already know Joel's going to use it as trade bait. Trade bait. I haven't been too many leagues to bounce back. Hey, appreciate you, A Crazy Nice Man. Yes, it's my last name. My last name, really. Yeah, it's so good to wait on quarterback here, Styles. I completely agree. It is really, really good to wait. There's a little gnat here. It's fucking bothering me, dude. I don't know where all these little gnats come from. It's so annoying. We live like in a home that doesn't have it sounds really bad, but we don't have holes in the floor. They're just wooden floors, and some of them, the way the houses are constructed here in Australia, they're like off the ground, obviously, just like every house, and then there's like an underneath layer. And sometimes, since these floors are really old, they start to chip, and you see like these little gnats come through, and it's so annoying. And in my office, there's like a big hole over there, and we cover it up every single day, but sometimes they just get through. It's a bit frustrating, actually. All right, so George Kittle off the board there for Stay Puff. Let me just lock in for my pick really fast. Why are your friends so annoying? Says, how long you guys been living in Australia? I've been here since 2016. So almost 10 years, actually. 10 years would be next year. Which is crazy to say. And Zach's been here since 2013. So, you know, it's been pretty good being out here, man. I love Australia. Right now we're in wintertime, so it's colder here. And cold, once again, is probably not as cold as you think. And I'm from New York, so I say this all the time. It's a little bit embarrassing, but I'll tell you the weather right here, right now. I'm pulling up my phone. 62, but the low is 49 today. And keep in mind, houses here in Australia don't have insulation. So when it's cold inside, it's most likely significantly warmer outside because of the sun. So right now I'm in a, you know, in my office, I have a window, but if I stand out in the sun for like 2 minutes, I'm nice and cool. I'm nice and like toasty. I'm warmed up. It's still a nice little breeze, but here inside, so cold. And no insulation just makes everything so much more difficult. But this is probably the lowest it goes, right? Probably goes like mid 40s at nighttime. During the day, it's always like 60 because of the sun. So Jerry Jeudy off the board at the 6-1. Wow, okay. That's his wide receiver 2 there for Stay Puft. Very interesting. You always say you wasn't ready for no man. Have you ever been doing any underdog drafts yet? No, we've been doing FastDraft. And if you don't know what FastDraft is, I guess it's a nice little segue, man. You could check that out. We're here partnered with FastDraft. It's just something that, here, let me see if I can put that up for you. Let me see, because I don't have this. Okay, so like obviously you can download FastDraft, use our promo code LAND there. And look, you can obviously scan that QR code. You get 10 free drafts when you sign up using our promo code LAND, obviously depositing up to $50. You get a 2025 rookie report and our 2025 season 2025 cheat sheet there. I don't have my Zach normally controls the live stream here, so it's not as smooth as Zach's. It's more abrupt here, but yeah, try FastDraft. FastDraft is really good, man, and really depends on the state that you're in. We just went live in Pennsylvania. I know Canada hopefully is going to be live here within the next week. They keep saying in the next week or two, so definitely check that out. But we haven't done any fast drafts, or excuse me, underdogs. Underdogs are not available where we're at, and it's just really difficult to get on. So that's been a tough one. Yeah. I like living in Australia better than New York. I think that is a fair question. I think it's really tough to answer because I'll tell you what, I like Australia because it's hella laid back. There's no drama over here. I can go to the beach. I live a 5-minute drive away from the beach. The weather is amazing over here. There's just no dramas over here. Like, respectfully, like, obviously I know a lot of stuff is happening in America right now with, with Trump and stuff and happening in California, which has been terrible, with ICE and just all this other stuff. Like, you're just not seeing that over here. I'm not feeling that. I know America's in a whole different state and a whole different mindset right now. But living in Australia better than New York, I would say when it comes down to having accessibility to things, can I go get a slice of pizza at 2:00 in the morning here? No. Can I go to a Best Buy at 2:00 in the morning and buy a brand new PC if I wanted to? Absolutely not. And gosh, it's just different. Lifestyle is different. I love New York because what it offers. And because of my family, to be completely honest with you. If my family didn't live in New York, I wouldn't want to be in New York. But I guess being from the city and understanding how that feels, I love to be there. I go to New York every single time and I just feel re-energized. It goes to Meek and Buka, and I'll continue answering that question here in a second. And Meek and Buka I definitely had in mind here. I'm stuck between two players here. One player that a lot of people... What should I do? My heart is telling me to go running back. My rankings is telling me to go wide receiver. Now, I'm going to go running back, though. Damn, son, what to do? I have no idea what to do here. I'm happy to move this pick if anyone wants. Looking to trade back. Happy to trade back, get some later picks. I'm not gonna get a running back on the way back. I just know it. Oh, I don't know what to do here. I really don't. If I don't take a running back here, trade just been completed too. Which I'll get to. If I don't take a running back here, I'm just thinking about who I'm going to be stuck with. I'm not going to like it. I'm going to be so upset. But I'm going to be upset if I don't take. I already have one though. I mean, I don't think that doesn't really matter to me. Boy. That could save you. And he's gonna bipolar. I love you and I hate you. All right, I'm gonna go running back. I'm going with another Bengal. We're on Chase Brown. Let's see what happens. I might put my foot in my mouth here. I don't think I'm going to get a running back of Chase Brown's value back at the 7-9. I could be completely wrong here, but that's how I'm currently feeling. Everyone's saying Ayuka's overpriced. I don't think we actually really understand the ADP and value. Like, I would love to see. Let me see if I can find somebody else who's doing a startup here. I know the domain board was doing a startup league. I'm interested to see where Ayuk went in their draft. But obviously every community is different. Wow. At the 8? I don't know, man. It's just not how we value him. I think the price is right for Ayuk personally. In this draft, once again, like, it's no offense to like anyone here, but in this draft, I can't even say the names that went ahead of him in a real Dynasty startup league, in the Domains League, which is, once again, it's not wrong. There's no wrong or right answer. It's about how you value these players, and we believe here in Dynasty Land, Brandon Ayuk is going to have a phenomenal bounce back year. Once again, Deebo Samuel is no longer there. Who's the wide receiver 1 there? It's clearly Brandon Ayuk. Now, there's multiple targets. I'm not a big believer in CMC, who is not off the board, but it's okay. I'm not a big believer in how he's going to be bouncing back. But I do believe he's going to be the wide receiver 1 within the wide receiver 2 there. Now, getting him at the 8-3, it's phenomenal. But once again, are they drafting these players via the ADP? Because the ADP had him buried, completely buried. Yeah. We'll wait and see. But gosh, this fucking Nat, dude. Yeah, I may have been able to get him at the 7-9, but at the same time, our community knows that, specifically our community knows that we will be able to get, we would take Brandon Ayuk here at the 5th or 6th round. I don't think if Brandon Ayuk was available, I would say this. If Brandon Ayuk was available, maybe Joe will take him. Maybe Crop Top will take him over Xavier Worthy. Maybe Stay Puft takes him over Jerry Jeudy. I have no idea. I'm just going based off of, I'm going off my rankings. And yeah, I know you probably think they're better running backs, but I like Chase Brown in his situation. There goes Caleb. Making me feel good about this pick so far. Oh, yes, there was a trade. Let me look at this trade. Let me refresh this. Which is awesome. That's awesome that you have a trade. Let's see. Okay, so Joel sends. Oh wait. You get a 26 first, the 812, and the 1701 for Dak Prescott. Hold on, let me just see this. So you got a first for Dak Prescott in 26. You got the 812 and the 1701. I think that's pretty good value for you personally. Getting a 26 first for Dak right now. I guess Dutchie kind of needed a quarterback there. He has Cam Ward and Dak. Probably wasn't going to be happy with who's going to come back to him. There goes James Cook. There goes Zaza there and Zay Flowers. I don't mind it. Yeah, see, Crop Top said definitely would have made it back to you. Yeah, I completely agree. But this is a trade, once again, that Joel just did. He sends away Dak Prescott at the 511 and receives a 26 first, the 812, and the 1701 here. So we're going to have a look here in a little bit to see what that 812 is and that 1701 is, to really wrap up that trade to see what that's going to look like. Okay. So running backs are still feeling a little bit better here that I took Chase Brown. 2 running backs off the board here. Now risky for the biscuit here with only one QB. Brock Bowers, Malik Neighbors, Amarion Hampton, Breece Hall. Phenomenal value at Breece Hall at the 5'4", which is not bad whatsoever. Yeah, I think so. Well, man, like going back to that because I think I got just sidetracked and I'm thinking about too many things. For me, Chase Brown, which we have spoken about in the past, they didn't invest in a running back, in a really running back heavy room. They didn't sign another running back this offseason, which in reality, there was really no one to sign. And they had multiple opportunities to take good running backs. They had an opportunity to take guys that we really love we believed could take opportunity away from Chase Brown. Now, it's cheaper. What is that going to look like? That was another guy I was contemplating, Kyren Williams. Those guys were back-to-back in my rankings there. I like Chase Brown a little bit better just based off use, based off the situation, based off how much they score. And once again, they also invested in Jarquez Hunter in that backfield. They also invested in Blake Corum in that backfield. And we've seen that before, which is not a bad pick for Kyren Williams, for D. Leffler. Just thinking about what I envisioned these guys happening. Right? If Chase Brown wasn't there, I would have easily taken Kyren Williams and say, you know what, we'll figure it out. And I'm saying too many names, but sit him in there. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good with Chase Brown. And the wide receiver I was hoping for could potentially come back to me. So I'm believing because there's a God in heaven, am I right? All my bye weeks are week 12. Schedule L for me. Hopefully I play you week 12, brother. That actually is an L. Let's see my bye week so far. I mean, I currently have 210, 214. So Chase Brown and obviously T. Higgins and then Henderson Ayuk in week 14. So all right, Lazy Bones here is up. Lazy Bones obviously did that trade. He gets he sends away his second, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it Dutchy? You know, he gets a second and does a pick swap in the future. And gets Devonta Smith, where Dutchy, if I'm not mistaken, receives Rome Odunze. So Dutchy doesn't have his first or his second in 2026. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, Dutchy doesn't have his first or second, so he's just throwing away his future value or future picks. Not throwing away, but trading away his future picks here. Maybe he's not believing in the class where we're a little bit iffy. I think the class is going to get better as we grow. I mean, a lot of things can happen there, but Daniel Macy going Matthew Golden at the 6'6". Just realized that. Not a bad pick. I like Matthew Golden. James Cook. Jimmy, you better be at freaking they better figure out that. Oh, Justin Fields. Wow, okay. Very interesting. And he has Michael Penix, Justin Fields, Puka, Gibbs. All right. So I can see him being replaced. Not going to have cap space to re-sign. Well, that will be in 2 years. So that's totally okay with yeah, that's totally okay. Kyren may be the best value of the draft here. I'm a big Chase Brown guy though, who they picked him up in the last year startup at 11. Yeah, no, that's great. I think there's just a lot of moving pieces, right? How is that offense going to look with Kyren Williams if Matthew Stafford's not there? They've been trying to get his predecessor for a couple years now. And Chase Brown, like where he's going to get his volume with T. Higgins still there, with Jamar Chase there. But that it's a high-powered offense. And look, running backs right now is cheap, and he's a rookie. They don't have to pay for anything. They get a rookie running back as a backup there. I think he's easily going to be the guy there, which I'm excited for this year and next year. In my opinion, I don't see them potentially drafting like a Jeremiah Love, and I don't even know what the running back free agency in 2026 looks like. Free agents are running backs in 2026. That's going to be interesting. (2026) available running backs, which I can't say, but I can show. I can show. This is, I guess you could say, Brees. He was drafted. It's not that many big ones there. Hey, yeah, not that many big ones. Same thing. I guess Kyron as well. He's going his last year. Is he going to get re-signed? But we know the history of Sean McVay and these running backs. Which, once again, I don't want to like make it seem like Kyron Williams was a bad pick, D. Leffler. It was just more like I just follow my rankings. So I hope you don't feel like that's a dig on him. There goes Chuba Hubbard. I'm feeling good. Yeah, it says it's not great. It's mid at best. Yeah, so I don't see how, specifically going back to the Chase Brown thing, of him being replaced next year unless, which once again, I don't even know too much about this 2026 draft class outside of, oh my gosh, this fucking little gnat, dude. Outside of what was I saying now? I'm sidetracked. I don't see, outside of Jeremiah Love, unless somebody else comes up in the rankings in 2026, I don't see how someone like him is going to be available for someone like the Bengals. Now, if he's the only running back, I guess he can be like the, I can't say these names because they were like, it could just be a mid-late first-round pick in the NFL draft, which is totally fine. That's kind of where I expect the Bengals to be. But do they go there? Do they go more offensive line? Do they go more defense? They're trying to re-sign Travion Hendrickson. Not Travion Hendrickson, but you know who I'm talking about. Trey Hendrickson. Unless I'm tripping on that name right now. That's kind of where my thought process is. But at the same time, this is a dynasty. So if Chase Brown doesn't work out in 2 years, you have no idea who I'm going to draft here at the 7-9 or the 8-4 if it's another running back, or hell, even later. If I hit on one of these late running backs, if I do take one in the later rounds, right? Let me show this board a little bit better here so you guys can see what's happening. Can probably bring that down just a little bit. Nah, not 2 firsts for Dak. It's just 1 first for Dak. Got a first and a second. What was that? 26th first and an 8th rounder and a 17th rounder. There goes Tyler Warren. Oh boy, careful. Let me find out he falls back to me. I don't think anyone likes this player either. And I'm just going to be pumped about it. What's this position looking like? Okay, interesting. Take your time. Don't worry about it. Be careful. If I had to guess, I think it's going to be Macy that takes my player. I think that's pretty obvious, though. It's either going to be Macy or risk it for the biscuit. Or hell, Wolfman. Shit, actually, everyone could take it. From Macy, Patty, Wolf, risk it. That's what I'm banking on. I don't want it to happen, but I think they're going to take my player. Okay, Colston Loveland off the board there. So a nice little tight end run. Yeah, wow. Very interesting. Bad Bunny. Jordan Addison off the board. Now Risk is on the clock. He actually is living rent free. He's living it. Damn, son, this feels forever away. 5 picks feels like a lifetime. Once again, changing the clock to a minute and a half. Let me just put that in the chat. Reminder. Clock changes to 1:50 at round 10. Okay. So people have that reminder. Basically going DK Metcalf too. I thought that was pretty surprising. Guess he really believed in the quarterback play there, which is not bad. I mean, hey, I think it's gonna. Not that it's gonna be better than what we saw last year, but you're gonna go. I just realized. I just saw you message Neighbor, so I was gonna go Chase Brown. Hey, I'm glad. I'm glad I went him then. I'm feeling good. Feeling good about this. Guys, after this, we're going to be doing some team reviews, okay? And if you guys want your team reviewed here, you want a playbook, a customized image, graphic, customized to your team, all you have to do is sign up with the promo code LAND, guys. Go on the Flock Fantasy website, sign up with the promo code LAND. Make sure you select the Mother Flocker tier. You're going to link your team here, right? Select team review. Make sure you slide up to 7 to make sure it's a live team review. And that's it. That's all you have to do. You can get your team reviewed right here. So we appreciate you. I even put that link in the chat here. I'll put team playbook. If you guys have any questions or anything regarding things and you say like, hey, what about this? All you have to do is exclamation point, team playbook, super chat, fast draft. It's all there on the Nightbot there for you guys. Josh Jacobs off the board there, right? So risk it for the biscuits going Josh Jacobs. RJ Hardy, the only rookie with no pitcher. Yeah, I mean, you took him there, which is not a bad pick. Not happy with the DK pick, bad pick for sure. Did you just, was it like a panic pick, Macy? Because I for sure thought you would go Ayuk. That's why I was really happy. I thought you would go Ayuk or another wide receiver that like you just were really excited for, right? Which once again it's not a terrible pick, but I think they're kind of all in the same tier, to be completely honest. DK is just the last guy in that tier for me. Let me just see where I'm at my. All right, let me just double check. So Josh Jacobs is off the board. Yeah, I mean, this is phenomenal for me. I'm not even gonna lie. Yeah. Oh, wow. Let's see. This is a 2 wide receiver and 3 flex. So I'll show you the lineup here. I don't know if you can kind of see that. 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 3 flex spots, super flex. So start 10, really having that depth at that wide receiver position is pretty valuable here for sure. CMC. George Pickens with a quick pick there from Patty. All right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Oh my gosh, dude. I thought I killed it. I actually thought I killed it. You're kidding me. A little fly swatter. Now Macy's on the clock here. Daniel Macy. No pressure. Just a little bit. So Jimmy, let me just double check these running backs again. Gotta keep it discreet so you guys don't take the guys that I want. Where are we here? Okay, so this tier is basically gone outside of one. Oh, we still got another one in this tier though. So let's go to wide. Let's go to overall now. I mean, I'm happy with anyone that's about to follow me right here. Let's see. Was there a specific reason why you moved to Australia? Well, I came out here to live out here for a year. Just to just live abroad, really just experience everything, right? It was just a good opportunity to come out here. So did school, lived out here for a year. I wanted to live out here for a year or two. That turned into 3 years, turned into 5 years. Then I met my wife. And now I'm here full time. We have a little one. They're actually at a swimming lesson right now, which is really fun. Sad that I'm missing out on that, but I'm also really happy that I'm here with you guys doing this. So he's doing a swimming lesson, which is awesome. He loves the water. But yeah, I mean, I love Australia though. So not a really specific reason. I came out here. Loved it. It's actually beautiful. And let me say this, like, I think we say this all the time for people that are watching and maybe you're new, or if you are just finished high school and you don't have kids or you don't have a partner, and you just finished high school, or you're from, age 17 to 22, I really, really encourage you to live abroad for a year, 6 months, 3 months. Go to Europe, go to Italy, come to Australia, live in Singapore, go to somewhere in South America. Daniel, what did I say? I literally said, Daniel Macy is going to take the play that I want. What did I say? And it was DJ Moore. But I'm not too upset because there are 3 players here that I'm okay with. Dude, I wanted DJ Moore so bad. I know a lot of you guys don't believe him. The fact that I was contemplating DJ Moore at the 6'4" is crazy. Kenneth Walker off the board, which is another. I had 3 players in mind. It was DJ Moore, Kenneth Walker, and at the wide receiver position, Jalen Waddle. I'm taking Jalen Waddle here. This is an easy pick for me. Not going to waste any time. That's exactly what I wanted to do. So I was hoping getting Jalen Waddle or getting DJ Moore at the 6'4", and then going running back at the 7'9", and the running backs that are here available for me, I extremely dislike. And if I would have taken DJ Moore at the 6'4", and then hoped for Kenneth Walker to fold me to get sniped at the 7'8", I would have been so pissed. But I'm happy. I think this is a solid pick here with Jalen Waddle. Still, the youth is there. Obviously, what's going to happen with his quarterback position, but he's only 26 years old, needs to stay healthy. Lamar, Travion Henderson, Chase Brown, T. Higgins, Brandon Ayuk, Jalen Waddle there with brother Bo Nix. I'm feeling okay and really excited about this pick here. DJ Moore would have felt better, but it's whatever. But yes, going back to what I was saying, if you're from the age of 17 to like 22 and you don't have anything that's holding you down wherever you live, please live abroad. 3 months, 6 months, a year. I think it will change your perspective on everything. Genuinely, I think that it would really help you kind of open up your eyes of how the world really works and how everything is just completely different outside of America. Once again, and I love America. So is it expensive to live out here? I think for me, coming from New York, I would say it's the same price. Now there is a massive like rental shortage here because like Sydney is just blooming and everyone wants to live in the city like central, and it's really hard to find. Like there will literally be hundreds of people lined up to go look at like an apartment to rent or a home to rent. It is so hard to find houses here, and that's kind of the reason why I moved outside of city. So I live in a place called Newcastle. It's like a small little beach town, and that's about an hour and a half away from Sydney. I love Sydney. I love to be in the city, but like having a home, we don't own it, we rent it. We're hoping to buy a home soon, but like having a home that I can live in a 3-bedroom home. Like I'll give you a good example, like from our experience. In Sydney, we lived before COVID and a little bit during COVID, we paid for a 2-bedroom apartment in Sydney, which was a 10-minute drive away to be in like the city center. It was at the time $560, and we paid per week here in Australia. So it's $560 per week. Now that apartment that we used to live in, if you wanted to rent that 2-bedroom apartment 10 minutes away from the city, it's currently going at $1,200 a week. Paying $1,200 a week to live in the city is crazy. At least in my eyes, I wouldn't do that. Now everyone's different. Everyone's financial situation is different. And I'm gonna put that on pause. I'll put a pin on that because my pick is about to come up here and I have to lock in. I'm on the clock here and I have no idea what I'm gonna do. Honestly, I might go another running back here. Let me just double check wide receiver. That's crazy that this running back is still available. I mean, is it really crazy? It's just looking at my tiers. So Addison went, yeah. Addison, Golden went, J-Mo went, Flowers went, Waddle went, DJ Moore. Good just went. A minute. Okay, let me just double check this and see something else. No, I'll bet you want to, baby, take your time. Damn, son. I'm in a place right now. I'm happy to move this I'm happy to move the A4. I'm in a place right now where like I'm not really stuck on a player that I love right now. I can go so many different ways right here. Oh, dude, I really don't know. I feel like I should go. I see. Should I do it though? I don't know. I feel like that's such a good pick. It's my rankings say. When I put my guard down for you. I'm between two people here. I'll be completely transparent. I'm between actually three. It's a running back, a quarterback, and a wide receiver. I think I'm going to regret not taking the wide receiver. And I know it's dumb, but I think I'm going to do it. Because I can always just trade him later. And people are going to be yeah, I think it's smart. I think it's smart. It doesn't make sense now, but it makes sense. That's where my heart went. I'll be completely honest with you. It doesn't, and I was between, that's what it was. I was between Derrick Henry and Ricky Pearsall. And I was like, do I get another running back here? Or I would be pissed if you told me Ricky broke out and I just drafted Derrick Henry. It's like, okay, I got Derrick Henry for a year. Sick. But you could have had Ricky Pearsall. I would have been, oh gosh, that's so annoying. It doesn't make sense with Ayuk being there, but once again, I can always trade. I can always pivot. I can always do something else later in the future. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that pick here. I forgot what I was told. Oh, going back to the dude, I need to fucking kill this thing. No idea where I went. It's like only one. Dead. Fucking shit, dude. Sorry. Family friendly. I apologize. It will be better anyways. All right. I mean, that's what people think. But I mean, I still would have wanted, if there was a player that I could have taken over Ayuk, it would probably could be completely transparent with you, Dak Prescott. That's the only player I would have taken over him. I have Brandon Ayuk significantly high or in the same tier, but at the beginning of that tier than Worthy. So like, I guess that's not that big of a deal. Jerry Jeudy is nowhere near the same tier. I think if I'm not mistaken, I have Ayuk higher than Mbuka right now in my rankings. I can tell you that right now. Yeah, I do. They're actually back to back, so I would have been okay with that as well. Anyways, back to the living situation. So yeah, I mean, the fact that I was paying $560 per week for a 2-bedroom apartment, to be fair, before COVID, and now that has nearly doubled to $1,200 a month in Sydney, and that's for any apartment in Sydney. Like if you look at Sydney apartment, you go to like real estate. Over here it's called real estate, realestate.com.au or domain.com.au. It was Shakira. Love that pick too. It's really hard to find a spot. And that's why we ended up initially moving to here in Newcastle. It's obviously it's outside the city. It's about an hour and a half away. But it's technically a beach town. So I live in a beach town 5 minutes away from the beach, and I live in a 3-bedroom house with a backyard. With the backyard for my dog, and it just feels better where I couldn't do that in Sydney, which once again, no hate on Sydney. I honestly really want to move back there. If I can buy a home in Sydney, hell yeah, I'll do it. But they go Shakira, Jaden Higgins there. I think those are two good picks. I like that. And Derrick Henry are all three really good, solid picks there. I like for a startup here. Shakira, low-key was hoping to come back to me at the 9-9. At the 9-9, but that's okay. Macy knows how much I love Shakira. Maybe we can do a trade there. He said, but that is why receivers make sure they stretch before every game. Honestly, they all need to stretch. T, Ayuk, Waddle, Ricky. I mean, this is an injury-prone team. 100%. Outside of my running back so far, and my quarterbacks, to be fair. I guess Lamar has been injured in the past. All right, I'm still happy with so many people here. We'll see. I think I'm gonna frustrate some people at the 9-9 here. If that player comes back to me, let me make myself a little bit smaller for you guys, so we can see the draft board better. Maybe we can put it up top. Nah, not yet, not yet. Just make this a little bit smaller so you guys can see. Have a look at that draft board as people are coming in and out there. I'll risk it. Okay, you need this only. Better people, no changes, animals. Hey, I've been to New Zealand actually. When I first moved here to Australia, there was like a school break, and I drove the whole South Island for a week with a bunch of friends. So we flew into Christchurch and we rented a car. Honestly, it was a small ass car. Sorry, my wife just texted me. Wow. She just texted me for a text out she was waiting for, and it literally just came through. Okay. Yes, we did the whole South Island. So we flew into Christchurch and we got a van, or a car, a small ass car with 5. It was like a Nissan, like Altima, and it was 5 guys in a car plus me, a big ass dude in a car, driving the South Island of New Zealand. Actually, in New Zealand's beautiful. Fun fact, there's more sheep than people in New Zealand, according to the fact that I read. And it's just mountains everywhere. It's actually amazing. And now obviously I'm from New York, so not seeing like mountains like that growing up, I think was just crazy. It's the craziest thing ever. I haven't gone to the North Island. So New Zealand, if you guys don't know, are 2 islands, the North Island and the South Island. And the North Island, I guess, is bigger. You go there for like Queenstown, if I'm not mistaken, or Auckland, bro. New Zealand. And it's awesome. I love it. Go to Queenstown, mate. But come to Australia, guys. It's a beautiful, beautiful, mate. I think it's Wellington, I think it's called, if I'm not mistaken. Wellington is like the big city in this North Island. Or no, Auckland and Wellington are the 2 ones. But yeah, I flew into Christchurch, it's called, and Queenstown's in South Island, which is awesome. Can't believe I did that. Chris Godwin off the board here. There goes Jack Besh. All right, Joel with one of his first picks at the 8-12, trading away Dak Prescott here. Let's see. He said that worked out beautifully. I'm interested to see who you really want here. I'm trying to think of who you have wanted. I have no idea who you've wanted. Just putting that board up there so you guys can see as well. Oh no. I probably have to play it from my phone here. Okay. Cause you need this on the leg. It's fucking shit, Lazy Bone, dude. That's who I was thinking of taking there at the 9-9. I was thinking about taking Jackson Dart. I just got to pivot then. Wow, so you get Dak Prescott and 2 attacks. I mean, you still have the 17-1 there as well, so that's in the same tier as well. I mean, that's in the same tier for me, at least. Dak Prescott and Tua. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of crazy. And Jackson Dart, man. I think that's just such a good pick. Jackson Dart fiend. Maybe I'm just a New York Giant fiend. You need this on the leg. Yeah, 2 in the first for Dak, essentially. Yeah. And we're about to see who he gets at the 17. I mean, it's not going to be anything crazy. See in week 12, but imagine we actually play ourselves week 12. I'm going to love it. But I mean, I only have 2 quarterbacks right now. And Bo Nix has a week 12 bye. So. All right, this is the last round for 3 minutes, and we're gonna go to a minute and a half here. At Stay Puff's pick. Ready to get this going, man. We're only in round 10, and we got so many more rounds to go. That's kind of crazy. And I gotta do team reviews. I might have to dedicate tomorrow's stream straight to team reviews because I gotta do so many more graphics. I mean, we've been live for nearly 2 hours already, actually, and we're only in round 9. I might have to move some of these drafts up, to be honest with you, because if I'm taking this time all the way down, I might be here until for 4 or 5 hour drafts. It's not what you want to see, especially with all the work I have to do. So Joel, not bad. That's crazy getting Tua there. Surely if Tua was gone, you would take Jackson Dart, I would imagine. Could be wrong, I don't know. Yeah, we should do 30-second picks for sure. Dart was definitely my next pick, yeah. I mean, just makes sense. So Cam Scatterboot there, which is Dutchie's RB2 with Chuba Hubbard and Cam. Yeah, I'm gonna see if everyone's good with a minute. Says Eris is. One minute. Good for everyone. Maybe soon. It's moving slow. I will choose you. All right, let's see what everyone says. Maybe we can move it down to a minute. Okay, it's Abe Pacheco. All right, everyone seems pretty good with a minute. Which is great. What we want to see here. As we're kind of trickling down. All right. When's game 3? Is game 3 tomorrow? Let's see. Game 3 in Game 3 is Wednesday night. Gosh. So game 3 is going to be during our live stream. So that's going to be interesting. Trey Harris, Jaden Reed there. See, another nat. What the hell are you coming from, dude? Crazy. All right. Hell yeah, we're gonna make this a minute here, which is gonna be awesome. Cause we gotta get this going. Which is good. All right. See what other wide receivers are available as well. Shakir is gone. Best is gone. Trey Harris is gone. Adams went already. Yeah, 3 minutes is good. I mean, I'm gonna send a message out to everyone to the other leagues because we got to get it going, sir. Josh Downs. All right. Daniel Macy on the clock here. If I can double tap my picks, I would. I know exactly who I'm going here. David Montgomery, that's definitely one. Yes, Thomas, I do live in Australia. I'm American living in Australia. So it's currently 12:35 p.m. It's Tuesday morning, actually, June 10th. You probably can't see the sun, but the sun's out. Blue sky, not a cloud in the sky from what I'm seeing. Been living here for nearly 10 years now. There goes Mike Evans. Okay, so I was contemplating between David Montgomery. I'll take Joe Money Bags. I know they just added Nick Chubb to that backfield. I'm not necessarily worried about him. I think getting another guy in there is good. And I'm happy with whoever's going to fall to me here. I wanted Mike Evans, really, but I was okay with either Mike Evans or David Montgomery. Or, excuse me, Joe Mixon. Shul Tootin, not a bad pick there. All right, let's see. James Conner. Okay, well, hopefully I can get it done. Thomas, great question. The way you get work out here just depends. So it depends how you come abroad. Are you coming out here on a visitor's visa? Are you coming out here on a worker's visa? Or are you coming out here on a student visa? Obviously things have changed since I've done my process, but when I first came out here, which was in 2016, the way it worked is that for me to work, I had to be on a student visa. You were only limited to 20 hours per week to work as a student, and then obviously pay for your tuition and fees and everything else along those lines. Now, when it comes down to a working visa, you apply and then you work for a year to go on your working visa. You can work as much as you want. You can be like just like a full-time employee coming on a working visa. If you wanted to do, which once again at the time, I'm on the clock here, right? Okay. Let me just double check this. Did Tyreek Hill go? Yeah, Tyreek Hill went. And I'll continue my point here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get the stack here. Me first stack. Let me just make sure the board is showing for everyone here. So yeah, that's kind of how we got in here. So if you want a working visa and you come here for the first year and the working visa, you can work full time. But the second year for the working visa, Thomas, I don't know if it's changed now, but you had to work like on a farm. You had to do like, you had to work on like a strawberry field or like a vineyard or something like that. And you're like, that the problem is like you're away from like the city. You're away from where you probably really want to be. So you kind of have to go remote work. I never did that. I knew a couple people that did. They lived like, 4 hours away from like Sydney city. Or they go to a whole different state, which is completely different. Oh yes, round 10 fast clock. Sorry. Pause, thank you. Draft settings, 60 seconds, update, resume draft. There you go, Daniel Macy. Fucking hell, these little gnats, dude. Okay, let me just put 60 seconds on the clock now. So yeah, that's kind of it. Any recommendations? It just depends on what your vibe is. If you want more beachy, coastal lifestyle, Sydney is definitely it. Thomas, if you want to do more like city vibe, if you want more like a Chicago, New York type of vibe, go to Melbourne. Melbourne is more like, it's colder over there, so it's more down south. So it's colder. It has more city vibes, and it's good. I like Melbs, but this real, not mock eye. But yeah, this is real, Jared. So if you hate real ones, then this real, not mock. Butterflies. Well, hopefully that helps, Thomas. I said this earlier. I don't know if you were here earlier, but if you're from the ages like 18 to like 22, 23, or hell, you can be older. If you don't have anything tying you down like children or I guess really good work or property or whatever the case may be, I really recommend that you guys move abroad. Moving abroad is going to change your perspective. It makes you open your eyes. You try new things. You see how people live differently and how people act. instead of being confined to really not just for Americans but for everyone. You know, when you live in America, you're centered America. When you live in Canada, it's centered based in Canada, right? Like your mindset is all about, you know, being Canadian or American or I don't know, you know, Peruvian or Brazilian. But like when you go to another country, it's like, oh my goodness, this is crazy. And that's kind of what it is here. So I would definitely recommend it. All right, going to a minute here. It's moving. You'll have to see it. See what they get on the board. Craft is interesting for sure. They were talking about it on the chat. Just not a big crafts guy. What's your favorite pick on your own team? If I had, I mean, to be completely honest, it was probably Lamar Jackson because the whole time, ever since we got our draft picks, I was so focused on getting Jamar Chase. I was not expecting Lamar or either, you know, Lamar Jackson or Jalen Hurts, right? I kind of was just expecting me to have either Chase there, and the fact that I had Lamar Chase and not Lamar Chase, Lamar Jackson and Bo Nix, I think is pretty surprising. But if I had to pick another one, my most exciting pick is probably has to be just based off of how it kind of fell. I really like Bo Nix as well. You guys know how much I love Bo Nix. It was probably a lock there for me at the 2-9. I know that those are boring answers because those are my quarterbacks, but yeah, I get that because I own Lamar Jackson now, so in multiple leagues, and it is impossible to tear down from him. But I also feel like the asking price for Jamar Chase, which is weird, is the same as Lamar Jackson. So I don't see how that is tough. Like I don't see how that's a big difference. If anything, yeah, Lamar may cost a little bit more just based on superflex value, but I definitely get what you're saying. I wonder who you're talking about, JMO. Yo, they're coming out of the wazoo right now, dude. There must be something underneath, like, my office. So you're surprised I didn't take anyone. I'm surprised on who you think I need to take. Have you ever done IDP leagues? No, Fantasy Life. I have not done IDP leagues. I don't think Zach has done IDP leagues either, so it's a little bit different. Yo, this guy, dude. I know you guys can't see it, but there's like one. I don't know where these little net things are coming from. Badaki's Lord of the Flies. Yo, legit. We haven't done IDP. I've never played IDP before. I don't know much about the IDP worlds. I know I know the basics of how like you can get scoring for tackles. I don't know if it's like, you know, if block passes you can get you know, points for. So definitely something that I have been interested in doing, but I think it's just with everything that we're doing now, it's just a little bit difficult to get into. Since we have taken London over Knicks if he was there. I think I still would have gone a different route. It just based off of how the board fell. Like if you're telling me if I had to choose between Drake London and Bo Nix, but Justin Herbert was still there, I probably would have gone Justin Herbert because I have London and T. Higgins really close in my tiers. So like right now, Drake London, yeah, he's my wide receiver 9. T. Higgins, he is my wide receiver 13. So I know that's a significant difference, but that's how big my tier is. Where Justin Herbert for me, he is my top 8 quarterback right now. I have him ahead of like the name like Patrick Mahomes, ahead of Caleb Williams. Obviously, these are all in the same tier, but I have Bo Nix as my QB7. So it just depends on who have been available, right? Just gotta see. Gotta lock in here because I know my pick's coming up. Adams. Did this guy go off the board? Yeah, James Conner went off the board. I know who I'm taking right now, but I feel like he's gonna get taken here very soon. Wouldn't be surprised if fucking Daniel Macy got him. Now would I? He said, what team do you dislike the most? Look, it's probably not a team I dislike. I think it just might struggle just a little bit. I will say this. I'm not going to say, fuck, Trey Benson, dude. I'm sorry. I have to. That's what I wanted. That was such a good pick, dude. It's a really good pick. Cam's off the board. George Kittle's gone. Mark Andrews is gone. Tucker Kraft is gone. Yeah, Trey Benson there is so good. So Reed went. Yeah, Reed. Josh Downs went. Mike went. Zach Charbonnet went. Did this wide receiver go? Okay, interesting. Jordan Mason's gone. Might go wide receiver here. I really want to trade Benson there. Jawan Jennings. Let's pretend it's ya. All right, I think I know who I'm gonna take. Then your plan, make plans. Let's go Stephon Diggs. Badaki likes the body. Yeah, so when it comes down to teams I dislike, I don't think I dislike any team. I think teams will struggle a little bit down the field. Like, I like Lazy Bones' team. I think the quarterback room might struggle because of Justin Fields, potentially. I also think Dutchy's team, I like Dutchy's team, but that quarterback room might struggle depending on what happens with Cam Ward. It just depends. Like, I think everyone's drafting pretty well here. I don't think anyone has reached significantly when it comes down to some. I mean, people said I reached for Ayuk, right? If I had to choose a significant reach, it would probably be Jerry Jeudy at the 6'1". I think you probably could have gotten him later, or hell, like I see Jerry Jeudy around this area, like 8'1", Jerry Jeudy, Luther Burden. I mean, that's where people were trading Jerry Jeudy, right? Okay, wait. Balance. I have no idea what to do here. I'm gonna take B-Rob. I have no idea what to do. It's my fourth running back there, so. Was that the pick, Jama? I wanted to keep holding off because I felt like I can continue to let him fall. I like Brian Robinson. I just know a lot of people don't like him, so I was hoping to let him fall. There is a position that I hope to get on the comeback here. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm a little bit nervous on if that position is going to fall, or that player specifically is going to fall back to me. Because I feel like if I don't get this position here, I might be struggling. I think it's pretty obvious what it is, but once again, reading the board, it actually is fucking Lord of the Flies here. Oh my gosh, dude. It's not like my office is fucking dirty or anything either. Sorry, family friendly. Henry says Ayuk FFPC Superflex Dynasty startup, just for reference, 9.4. Wow. $9.4. What's the FFPC? I don't even know what the FFPC is. That like a YouTube channel? Oh, right. Okay. Okay, I know what you're talking about. For the Players Championship, right? I've heard of this before. I don't know why I haven't heard that as. No, that's very interesting. I mean, once again, like, oh, Ellen's here. Hi. I love. It just depends on like how you value them. Once again, it comes down to value. It goes Darnell Money Mooney here. Jalen Milroe, Tyler Shook there with Daniel Macy. You love to see it. Imagination to your. I am in 4 single quarterback dynasty leagues. I was original year 10 of one of them. I never played Superflex before though. Only back in right. Okay, that's awesome. I think once again it just comes down to value and how you view some of these guys. I mean, wide receiver. I think if I remember my counting, it was wide receiver 23 on the board. I don't see how he goes lower than that. You're telling me that if he's going in round 8, people are taking the names like George Pickens, DJ Moore, Waddle, Terry, J-Mo, Jordan Addison over over Brandon Ayuk. I just don't see how that's possible in any world. I mean, obviously it's possible. I just don't see it. Who would do that? You would take, from what I'm understanding, you'll take Terry McLaurin, who is 29 years old, over Brandon Ayuk right now. From what you're telling me here, you would take George Pickens. They, not you specifically, they would take George Pickens over Brandon Ayuk, who's the wide receiver 2. Jordan Addison over Brandon Ayuk, who's the wide receiver 2. J-Mo over Brandon Ayuk, who's the wide receiver 2. Do you get what I'm saying? I get it if it was like, okay, I can see the thought process with DJ Moore and Brandon Ayuk, right? But I think his value is down because he's coming off an injury and started poorly last year, and people focus on what just happened. Yeah, I can definitely understand that. People are definitely more focused on that, which I'm not saying that's wrong or at all. I think as people are as we do Dynasty startups. I don't know, my wife's texting me. Shout out to the wifey. I just got $3 or $4. Shador Sanders off the board. Okay, I'm kind of effed. I feel like I'm mad at myself because I should have took Milroe or Tyler Shook now. But I definitely get what you're saying, Henry. I think it's tough. I 100% get what you're saying, but I just don't see how. I just don't see. That goes Anthony Richardson. Okay, my QB3 is F now. Yeah, and I don't think the pick. I personally don't think the pick is bad. I don't think, like people have said earlier, like people said earlier, I don't think you could have gotten Brandon Ayuk in our community that low. Do you get what I'm saying? So there goes Evan Ingram too. Shit. What's happening, Mason? Zach's on holiday, so on vacation, as they say. He's going like Singapore and everything with his wife, so he's gonna be enjoying his time out there. But yeah, solo dolo for the next 3 weeks, or 2.5 weeks, really. 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. Yeah, I have no tight end either, so yeah, this is a real league with me in the community, which is fun. Travel info. Yeah, I mean, I think it's more too. I think 2.5, but he doesn't come back to the end of June, maybe early July. So it will just be a lot of these, chilling. Dude, I saw you ran that 100 miles too. That's crazy. I think I told you this, but I watch a bunch of content creators that do that. They did I think it's called like the Leadville 100 or something. But that's awesome, man. That's crazy that you did. That's a huge accomplishment. Not that many people do that stuff. 100 miles for that amount of time. I think I read it was like 21 hours or 31 hours or something crazy like that. Okay. I think I'm just going to. I think I am going to, according to my rankings here. Cedric Tillman off the board. Yeah, I'm just going to go rookie. I'm going to go Mason Taylor here. Just lock up a tight end. For 100 miles, Mason. I'm not sure what it is, Mason, but this thing called like community, it's called community leaderboard. So the more people that comment and do stuff, they get like little crowns next to their name. I have no idea. I have no idea if it's like a turn on feature. It just happened one day for us. So that's all very new. It just maybe there's a turn on feature, or I don't know, maybe they're trialing it with us. Terrence Ferguson, okay. All right, then let's pivot. I'm thinking I'm going to do back to back here potentially. Let me have a look at my team right here. Yeah, once again, I have no idea how it's turned on, but it's just like a community. It's called community leaderboard, I think. Little Marvin Mims. Michael says, "Are you hyped on Waddle? He did me dirty last year. I just can't touch him this year. Personally, would have picked Pickens or Addison, but I take it you like Waddle more than." Yeah, I do like Jalen Waddle. And I think that's what a lot of the thing is. Like Tyreek Hill, we saw a massive downtick, but at the same time, we also saw. I'll make my pick here. I'm going to take another running back. I'm going to take Jalen Wright, actually, here. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good right there. But yeah, like if you think about it last year with the whole Tua situation, you think about it last year, he was also injured. I think it really wasn't his fault when it came down to what happened on the field with Tua. So I can definitely understand like him burning people because of what happened. But at the same time, like I do believe there's going to be a big bounce back. I think Tyreek Hill is also not going to be the answer here very soon. I mean, there was talks about him getting traded this offseason, hell, even the year before. And if he's not the same old Tyreek Hill that we know and love, then I think we can easily see that transition. 31-year-old, all this drama that comes with him as well. I can just, especially in the Dynasty League, Jalen Waddle, 26, 27? I'm happy to take a chance here with Jalen Waddle, especially if the quarterback position is also scary with Tua tags. Elijah Roy, Russell Wilson there. Russell Wilson. Yeah, at this point, I'm just punting the quarterback position completely. So no QB3 for your boy. So Waddle scored me 0 points, week 15. I missed 500K by 13 points. Yeah, look, I get that. When it comes down to stuff like that, I mean, that's just more frustration because you lost the money, not which is totally fair. I'll be pissed if I was in your position. I've never been in that position to lose like 500,000. I'm assuming that's like an underdog or something, but that's crazy. I would hate that. Once in a lifetime chance to win big too. Finish third, took home 25K instead. 25 is still good. Shit, Henry. Yeah, man. Sure, Henry. So we feel the same way on Waddle. Stay away this year. What with Derrick Henry? Because I didn't draft him, or with Ricky Pearsall? Like what's the question there, Michael? The only reason I'm not a stay away from Derrick Henry, just to, if I'm answering your question correctly, when I go back to Ricky Pearsall and the Derrick Henry pick at the 8-4, my thought process was the only reason I wasn't going to take Ricky Pearsall was because I already had Brandon Ayuk, and I didn't want to do that. So do I draft Derrick Henry, who I probably can't even get a first 4 right now, or do I take Ricky Pearsall? who I believe is going to be the wide receiver 2 on that team that can still hold significantly more value than Ricky or than Derrick Henry in the future. I would have rather have Ricky potentially trade him away in the future to see if I can get a better value later. I'm going to move myself up here so you guys can see that board a little bit better. Thinks he's about staying away from Waddle because he's screwed me. All right, yeah. But even then. So it's happening here. It's coming down to the end. This is where you just go get your guy, really. You can follow your rankings. You can do all these other things, but you go out and get your guy. So I can tell you already, my weakest position here is my tight end and my QB3. No question, my tight end and my QB3 are my weakest position here, and time to start rebuilding. That's right. That's what happens. I'm weak at a position. All right, man. Time to get it going. Time to start rebuilding. Actually, oh my goodness. I can't believe I need to stand up. It's fucking napped. I gotta stand up. I actually have to stand up because I could have gotten the steal of the draft. I could have gotten the steal of the draft here. Come on, baby. I need you. I'm gonna like bomb. Wow, excuse me. I shouldn't say that word bomb, but I need to like. There has to be something that has happened, died underneath my floor. There's so many gnats. Not so many. I see 2. I killed 2. I see 2. I killed 2. I think I know who I'm gonna take here. I hope, I pray. I hope and pray that this guy falls to me. Fuck! That was it. I thought I had a savior. I thought we had a savior there. I really wanted Brenton Strange there. Nah, I have my rankings on the other side. In another, like on the Flock Fantasy on the back end that you guys can't see. Yeah, it was strange you passed on him for right. Honestly, it was just lost. I didn't even notice it. I was panicking and I needed to make a pick. I did not see him. I went completely blind there. I have no idea what happened. Well, it was 2. It was 2. So I like Jake Ferguson. So it was stranger than Jake Ferguson. So I wanted to see how long Jake fell, and I was happy to take him here at the 15-9. I wasn't jumping for joy there, right? But Brenton Strange was somebody I was jumping for joy for sure. I think Jake is a good pick there for sure as well. All right, I'm just scrolling. Let me go back to my rankings. Did this guy go off the board? Okay, yeah, Javonte did go off the board. Did Calvin went off the board, right? Sorry, I don't know why. Yeah, okay. Damn, son. All right, I guess we got to pivot. I'll take Dallas Goedert here. He's somebody I can start now, even if Mason Taylor doesn't hit, which is not terrible. I feel pretty confident in that. Yeah, that's what I shouldn't have said nothing. That's what it was. I shouldn't have said I had somebody. Crop top killer locking up that QB room there. How did Daniel Jones fall this far? I don't think it's going to be that big of a difference with Daniel Jones on the Colts or Daniel Jones on the Giants, or the difference of Daniel Jones being on the Colts rather than the Giants. I guess you can argue that he has a better overall foundation. Ray Davis is a good pick. I'm not gonna say the name yet. I need to double check if he went. So yeah, all these guys went already. Okay. I think I'm just gonna go for my guys now. It's just not really. Everyone's off the board. There's actually might be one more I might take a chance on. Did he go off the board already? Yeah, he did. Okay, good. Really nervous, I don't know it's true. All right, yeah, I'm just gonna go with my guys now. That's off the board. He's off the board. Off the board. He's off the board as well. Okay, he's off the board as well. Okay. I'm just going to take Wandale, but let me just double check one more really quickly. I'm actually going to take Woody. Since I have Joe Muddy Bags, actually. That's a better pick. That was actually higher ranking in my ranking, so I'll take Woody. I was looking for these rookies, Jess. I was looking for like Pat Bryant. I just realized he went at the, or when I looked at it, I saw he went to 12-12, trying to go with these younger guys. Nick Chubb did just get signed to the Texans, but it's a one-year deal. I'm not a big believer in Nick Chubb really coming back and taking a job from somebody, and Woody Marks is a long-term answer, right? So if I'm playing Dynasty correctly, Woody Marks should be the next man up after Joe Mixon moves on, which I'm not mistaken. I think it's actually Cinnamon. You're right. Yo. They're bugging right now. I have a candle on and everything, you know? Cinnamon. I apologize. But I do like Woody. I think that really solidifies that backfield there. I have some young guys. I have my 1-2 punch. I'm a 1-2 punch, but Travion, Chase Brown, I'm liking how I'm building here. Only downfall is QB3, and I'm okay with tight end. I have a young tight end. I have Dallas Goedert. I would have loved to have Brenton Strange, but that's okay. I can make some trades. I know some of these words. All right. Yeah, you just gotta go with your guys now. Which I'm buzzing for. I see so many. Riskit did that on purpose because I had him on my queue. I know he's watching. Guys, can you believe I don't have not one giant on my team? That's a huge accomplishment. Still a lot of rounds to go, but that's a huge accomplishment. 16 rounds and not one giant. All right, let's see what this trade is potentially going to be here for Joel at the 17-1. Who is he going to take here? I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think he, no offense to Dutchy. Let's see. I'll break down this trade again once you guys see it here. Alec A. Manor. Okay. So Joe trades away Dak Prescott, as you can see here, which is the 5'11". You won't be able to see names, but follow me along here. Joe sends away Dak Prescott. He receives a 26 first, 2 Tagovailoa at the 8-12, and Alec A. Manor. Okay. So once again, he trades away Dak Prescott, gets Tua. He gets Alec A. Manor and a 26 first. I think that's pretty good. All right. Already trades away Dak. Anyone like Ricky? Oh, Jonathan Brooks. Here we go. Braylon Allen. Yeah, huge tear off after Dak here for sure. Or Dak there. It's just a jumble really now. A jumble of people, jumble of players. I might just go. Yes, I would. Damn, wide receivers really fell off, didn't they? I don't feel like my wide receiver depth is amazing there. Okay. I have two people in mind here. I'm just having a look. Let's go running back. Let's go Kyle. Appreciate you, Henry. Thanks, Lan. Thanks, man. Appreciate all the love and support today, brother. Kawanunga there. Josh Palmer, Nick Chubb. What's crazy is that one of these guys is going to be worthy of something, and we just don't know who yet. Let's see what Joel does here. All right, guys. So tomorrow will be a dedicated live stream for team reviews. If you guys want to get your team reviewed tomorrow, all you have to do here is sign up using the Flock fantasy site, right? Use that promo code LAN. You get a customized playbook just like this to your inbox there. All you have to do is use a promo code LAN as sign up. You're going to select a Mother Flocker tier. You're going to link your team. You're going to make sure that slider goes to the live stream option, okay? And then you'll get that team playbook there within 24 to 48 hours. There goes Dylan Gabriel there. I'm going to take Hunter Henry. Just going tight ends or running backs. Tight ends or running backs. I'm just not in love with any of the wide receivers. Just not in love with it. JCM. That's what people wanted. All right, Jordan Whittington, Taj Brooks there. I might get a tight end here. Gonna go back-to-back tight ends potentially. J.K. Dobbins. Would you trade Myers and Judy for J-Mo and Jalen Royals? I would want Jameson Williams over both of those guys, yes. I mean, in this draft here, you saw J-Mo go here at the 7-11, where Jerry Judy went to 6-1. Jerry Judy went higher than J-Mo, which, I mean, Stay Puff even said, like, I think it was a little bit of a reach, but I would definitely take Jameson Williams over Jerry Judy. Personally, their TBR. You know? So you'd rather take Henry, your tight end 3 in Dynasty, than someone like Tesla, who is a rookie that's on the Lions, traded to the picks for. I mean, honestly, I'm okay with that. It's not like, sure, I could have taken him there, and let's be honest, he's still on the board. So in reality, I don't want to do it or talk about it too much. And once he's off the board, I can really answer that question better, right? Because I don't want to. Maybe people are hoping to kind of get him on a lower at a lower value, but I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why here soon if he does go off the board. Hell, he might fall back to me. Roscoe, I like that pick. I'll come back to that there, Thomas. Says I only have to be in the Royals. Jacoby's one of the best low-key value picks at wide receiver this year. Prefer J-Mo still, but it's close. I get that. I get those two guys being close. well, specifically when it comes down to value, but I'm not a big Royals guy, and I know he hasn't gone off the board yet, but Easy B says offer J-Mo and Charbonnet for Trey Harris, Corm, and a 26 mid second. Jameson and Zach Charbonnet for Trey Harris, Blake Corm, and a 26 mid second. I would still want Jameson over. I have Jameson higher than Trey Harris. Blake Corm, I feel like he's really just on the edge of just being dead at the end of this year, depending on what happens with Jarquez Hunter. And Blake Corm and Jarquez are both off the board, if I'm not mistaken, and a 26 mid second. Like, sure. I still would rather have J-Mo and Sharby personally. Okay, well, there goes Tesla. And I go back to that question there, Thomas. I'd rather take Hunter Henry, you're tied in 3 in Dynasty. There goes, I wanted Theo Johnson. I was going to go with another running back there. That's crazy. Give me a sec, and I'll answer your question in a second. Gosh. Man, there's really no one here that I'm in love with. There's 2 people I'll take a chance on here. I'll take a chance on Trevor Etienne. Let's just wait and see. But when it comes down to your question there, Tom, it's like, sure, I can get it. Like, they spend this draft capital to go up and get him. But when is he getting his opportunity? If you're telling me that Isaac Tesla is going, even though they traded 2 third-round picks for him, is going to go ahead of, or it's going to have a workload similar to their wide receiver 3 on their team, then somebody on that team is taking a step back. And you tell me who's going to take a step back, Thomas. Now, I understand taking a chance, but when I look at that team's landscape overall, he has to eat into one of these people, and you tell me who's going to take a step back. Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jameson Williams, Sam Laporta, Jahmyr Gibbs, David Montgomery. Who's taking the step? Who's not getting targets? I just don't see how he is working into that offense. Now, if you're telling me Jameson Williams wasn't on that team and they traded 2 thirds to go up and get Tesla, sure. I completely understand that. If you're telling me someone like Sam Laporta, who doesn't demand targets, is not on that team, sure. I can definitely see that being the wide receiver 3 and being somebody that could potentially tribute down the road. The only way I see his value increasing or him getting opportunity is if somehow they get rid of Amon-Ra St. Brown, which I think we both agree is not going to happen. Which another way they can get rid of Jameson Williams, which they could potentially, 100%. They can. Sam Laporta, which he's still on his rookie contract, and one of those running backs. We're really just David Montgomery. I just don't see the pathway for him, to be completely honest with you. It's just a crowded team. It's just like he didn't have the capital either. Sorry, I'm talking, but I'm also thinking at the same time. Let me just figure out who I want to take here, because I have no idea. Use this flex. There's really no one, really. You're just going for a bunch of random people. Hey. Yeah, you're just going with a bunch of random people. So I'm just going to go wide receiver. I'm going to go DK. But I can definitely respect the question. Like, I definitely understand like where you're coming from there and why people see that, and why people feel that way, right? Um, if I can get Hunter Henry, who, this is my thought process. I'm probably never going to start Isaac Tesla, but I'm probably going to start Hunter Henry based off matchup. Now, this is Dynasty, which is completely fair, and I know this is where your argument comes into play. If Isaac Tesla somehow does hit, I don't see him being higher than, well, he's going to be higher than Hunter Henry, no doubt. But that's a big hit on somebody. And let me just pull up, where he just, I completely forgot where he was drafted, what pick specifically he was drafted. I'm just pulling that up. So he's picked in round 3, picking the 3rd round, pick 6. So like, I get it. Like, we've seen guys break out. He says, I feel that would just rather take a shot in the Dynasty draft than Hunter Henry, who we all know has been a turd for the last 8 years. I mean, Hunter Henry, like, I get it. Like, he's not someone that's going to make or break your season or help you or be the game changer. But I mean, yeah, I know Amon-Ra was a 4th rounder. Amon-Ra was somebody that came up, but like, Amon-Ra went to success. Why was he in success? Because there was no one there. Once again, you're telling, the thought process there is taking a shot on that player, which I'm not against. I'm not against taking a shot. Like, I just took a shot on DK there at the 20th pick, right? But in that situation, if that's the case, then we should feel the same about the Jahan Dotsons of the world, the wide receiver 4s on teams, because that's, or wide receiver 3s on teams, because that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about a wide receiver 3 who has an elite RB1 and an elite tight end 1. I just don't, in my perspective, and maybe Zach would agree with you, but in my perspective, I just don't see how I would want Tesla over Henry in the build specifically that I have. I'm not. If you're telling me if you're putting them back to back, if you're telling me who do I want, Tesla or Hunter Henry, I agree with you. I want Tesla. Why not take a swing on him? But with the build that I have here specifically, I would just rather take a tight end and see if I can produce, because I feel pretty good about my team competing this year. And if I can hit on Hunter Henry, who, like Kate said, he had 3 tight end 1 season in the last 6 years, and last year he was tight end 12. The year before that, I definitely, it's the person I think Tesla is JMO Insurance. Now that's totally fair. Like I said, if JMO's not there next year, then I get that, right? And that's the chance you're willing to take there. So I don't think your mindset is wrong. Like, I agree with you. So I was distracted. I just don't want a feeling tight on my dynasty team over a wide receiver that can eventually be a stud. I mean, sure. I think we just have different perspectives on, like, different outlooks on what Tesla is going to be in the NFL. And if, like, we can be completely wrong, right? Is Tesla going to be the next, the next Amon-Ra St. Brown? Or is Isaac Tesla going to be the Jawan Jennings of the world, right? That's the first person that came to mind. Is Tesla going to be the guy that's going to step up when Amon-Ra is down and JMO's down? Sure, 100%, 1,000%. But do we still want Jennings long term? Is Jennings the guy that we want? No. And I think that's how I think about it. And this is coming to an end here, ladies and gentlemen, which is Once again, been live for a minute here. Let's take Quentin here. Yo, dude. Makes it easy to make trades with different minds. Yeah, and I think exactly. It's just the mindset. It just depends on how you want to build your team and how you view some of these players. And like some people say, like they view Tesla as insurance. That could be the case. But what happens if he probably was drafted in that mindset? But if JMO does take off this year to the next level, is it really insurance then? Let's just say is Jameson Williams has the same year he had this year. Right? Jameson Williams this past year finished as wide receiver 22. He was averaging 14.4 fantasy points per game. I don't see how Tesla gets on the field. Now, if Jameson finishes wide receiver 40, like has a Rome Odunze rookie season. Okay. Let's see what Tesla has. Right? I mean, and Rome Odunze didn't have a terrible. He was averaging what was Rome doing? Let's see. 8 points. I guess it's bad for a rookie for sure. But you get what I'm saying here. The guy just keeps staring at me, and I'm just gonna take him. I'm gonna take Austin Eckler. I have Brian Robinson to get Austin Eckler. Yeah. Okay, I have a couple people I have in mind here, which is good. So good that it is. Once again, tomorrow's live stream will be dedicated to team reviews, and today I'm going to be sending out a bunch of your guys' team reviews here today, so we appreciate you guys. Let's double check to see who we are going to be sending out here today. Got to make some graphics. So perfect. Dre is going to be sent out today. I done perfect. I done Dre's. I done prime times are all going to be done today. Bird Gang, we're still waiting on some information for you. But if we don't receive that here within the next 24 hours, I'm just going to go ahead and review your team. I think Abdul is a live team review, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. No, Adub, excuse me, not Abdul. Let me just see my my review on this side here. Taking forever to load. Okay, yeah. A dub is a live team review. Stash is not. And then L is L Cooter. Cotter. He's also not one. So hopefully we get some more for tomorrow. So tomorrow's a perfect time for you guys to submit your team reviews if you wanted to. We do have about 3 spots for the live team reviews tomorrow. All you have to do is sign up with the promo code LAN. You get a customized graphic just like this, customized to your team. Once again, using that promo code LAN at sign up, make sure you select that mother flocker tier. You're gonna to submit your team review. Make sure you select Zach and Badaki, slide up to the live team review, and you should be able already to sign up to join and get a team review for tomorrow there, guys. But appreciate you. We only have 3 more rounds here, and then I'll have a look at my team, and then we'll get to going here. because I got to make a bunch of graphics. Zach pre-record a bunch of videos for you guys, which is great. So we're going to got to make those graphics for you, so you guys have some good content coming out in the next couple of weeks there, which is awesome for you guys. I see a guy that I want to take here as well, so let's see. And he's not there. Easy says, where's our head on, I'm assuming Roscoe, Rashawn Johnson, think that sees additional reps or worth dropping. I think you should hold him. If you have him or he's available on your waiver wires, you should definitely pick him up. Or if he's on your team, hold him. Let's just wait and see what happens, right? They did bring in Kyle Monangai there, but maybe he just takes a slower turn than we expect, and then maybe it's Rashawn Johnson that's the guy for a game or two, and if he can prove that, then why not? But once again, it's not that big of a... It's more of like, all right, let's see what happens like in the first couple weeks and then drop him. But if he's taking up a roster spot and there's somebody available on your waiver wires, then just pick him up. Or just drop him and say, you know what, I'm okay with it. All right, Daniel Macy, don't take my guy, please. All right, let's see. And then hopefully tomorrow, I'm still waiting on that attachment here. All right, I'll take a shot on Miles Sanders. I'm gonna get that attachment so we can do some fast draft as well, as Zach is away, because I definitely want to hit some of those fast drafts as well, which is awesome. I'm pretty pumped to do some fast drafts with you guys. Amari Cooper off the board. Really taking a shot there, Joel, with Amari Cooper. That's crazy. And Keenan Allen. Let's see what your team looks like there, Joel. Jaden Daniels, Jalen Hurts. You got Tua there as your QB3. Free dart throws. Yeah, why not, right? Why not? Why not? All right, let's see what else we got here. Oh, dude, there's no one. There's literally no one. That's crazy. Let me see who else I can. There's no running backs. There's one running back I'll be interested in taking. Wide receiver. Ooh, wide receiver. Hold on. Hold on. I might take a shot on this guy. Dart throws. Don't do it, Joe. You don't know who I'm talking about. You have no idea. Yeah, see, yeah, I told you, you had no idea. You had no idea who I was talking about. I'll take Calvin. Let's just see what happens. Free dart throw. That's actually the difference maker. He's gonna be a W for this team. And I can't wait. Yeah. The next Edelman. I'll be honest with you. I have no idea who that is. No idea. Zach may know him. But these undrafted guys, I am completely clueless on. Outside of the ones that have gotten like the big hype, I think DK, was he drafted? No, he was a 4th rounder, yeah. I have like these lower tier guys that like, you know, I just know DK because I've been hearing a lot of hype from him, and I've watched some film on him. Let's see who else. Like the guy that you drafted, don't even know. This Lambert dude, no idea who that guy is. But that's just the roles. That's just the different roles that we have now. So I'm not really into scouting all these players, which was, I kind of miss. I miss scouting players. I'll be honest with you. I miss scouting these players and watching film. I think it was a fun process. It's definitely a lengthy process. It took like, we put in hours of scouting these players and writing reports on them. And that was like a big reason why last year, when you got our rookie report, it was always a little bit delayed because one of us always had to catch up. Like I was catching up with a position, or Zach had to catch up with a position, and we had to do all that. But now the rookie report on time is always going to be on time. Is always going to be something that, because of what we do, right? Like I'm more focused on the graphics, which is awesome. So I really like the role change, but I also miss making content and doing the things that I used to do, make content or you know, doing those things. All right, let's see. You come in your lucid dreams. All right, the last round here. Take your time. Take your time here. No rush. No rush. Gosh, dude. I did magazine. Yeah, Bronx is going to be. So we're going to do another live stream, guys, or another real Dynasty startup again here on Wednesday night, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. I might try and push that up to at least 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, see if everyone's down to do that, because it's nearly 2 o'clock over here. We've been live for, nearly 4 hours. 3.5 hours, just over 3.5, so we got to get some of this stuff moving a little bit earlier so I can do some other stuff with you guys throughout these live streams instead of just doing the drafts, right? But yes, tomorrow, once again, dedicated live stream to team reviews. Maybe we can do some other stuff there. Maybe I'll do a Dynasty startup draft, and then we can potentially do team reviews. Just depends on how many live reviews and stuff I can be able to get done once I'm done here, because I got to catch up with a lot of work. That's a good pick, Luke Musgrave. All right, last one. Not a New York Giant to be seen. Actually, there is a New York Giant. What? Slayton? It's picked? Darius? Was he picked? I wish you can sort by team. Has he been picked? He been gone. When did he go? Oh, 20. Stay puffed, dude. I have no idea who to take here then. Okay. Could be the first panic pick of the day here, ladies and gentlemen. Keep you calling back. I actually have no idea. I'm gonna just take Mason Rudolph. No idea who to take there. Nah, I'm taking Jameis. Well, that is the conclusion of this draft. Why does it say like, okay, I guess I gotta end the draft. Does it not end by itself? Very interesting. All right, everyone's made a pick. It's gonna end this draft. Are you sure you want to finish the draft? This cannot be undone. Yeah, let's end it. Lord of the Flies, you love to see it. I'm playing Dutchy week 1. 4 players over the roster limit, which we can put on Taxi. Let's put Taxi. Kamba Nungai on Taxi. Woody Marks and Trevor on Taxi. So my starting lineup is going to be Lamar Jackson, Chase Brown, Travion Henderson, T. Higgins. Let's put Brandon Ayuk up there. Brandon Ayuk, tight end. I guess we can put Mason Taylor there. But we can either put Joe Mixon or Ricky Pearsall with Jalen Waddle. Let's put Cortland Sutton there or Joe Mixon. We could put Joe Mixon. Doesn't matter. Bo Nix. I got Jalen Wright, Quinton, Stephon Diggs, Hunter Henry, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, Mason Rudolph, Dallas Goedert, Miles Sanders. All right. And on Wednesday night, 8 p.m., it is the Bronx League where I have the 5th pick. I'm going to try and make a move. Macy, you want to swap? You got the 8, I got the 5. Let's see if anyone wants to just fully swap picks. But appreciate you guys, man. Appreciate you guys. We'll be live here in the tomorrow once again doing live Dynasty team reviews. So definitely get your team reviews. A great time to get your team reviewed. And then the day after, we're gonna go to the Bronx League there. So appreciate each and every one of you guys. It's been a huge love. We've been really excited to do some of these. Zach gets back in, I would say, I think it's like the 26th. So like 12 days. So he's away from them. But once again, appreciate you guys. We'll be live here tomorrow. All love. Thank you so much. Have a good rest of your night. And see you mañana. Love.